will keep their bowl game affiliations for the 24 and 25 seasons, including the Alamo Bowl, LA Bowl, and the Las Vegas Independence and Sun Bowls. The Mercury look for a fourth consecutive win as they call on Caitlin Clark in Indiana today. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Hey. That's hey. Enter it now. FoxSports910.com.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For your Friday, look for another hot day out there. Temperatures right around 115 degrees, mostly sunny skies. We could potentially be tying another record for today. Tonight, chance of some thunderstorms. Right now, only a 20% chance with those overnight lows right around 92. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Blue Sky Pest Control.
Blue Sky Pest Control technicians might not be the next boy band, but they can make your pests go bye-bye. 602 Blue Sky today. Hello, Blue Sky. Goodbye, pest.
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. And is powered by the injury.
Hey, Jax, don't mess up today.
In Iraq and need a check. Make one
Check.
call. That's all.
Good.
602-970.
I did. I got everything.
And always online at learnerandrow.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. On Fox Sports 910.
You're live.
You made it to Friday. Welcome in. Roc and Manuch with Jax today. We got Richie at the iHeartRadio studios in downtown Phoenix. And, of course, Friday means we're out here at Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the price. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale, 79th Street. And Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard just off the 101. Well, we'll start with some of the stories from last night. Brandon Vaught and three relievers combined for a 5-hitter as the D-backs blanked the Braves at the bank, 1-0. How about that? To win at home, split the series with the Atlanta Braves. That was outstanding as Vaught gave up just 3 hits over 6 scoreless innings. He improved to 4-6 on the season. And how about Paul Sewald, the guy that we keep saying, oh, no, what's going on? Closed out for his 13th save, so he's got back-to-back saves. And Suarez, Gino continues to be the offensive guy on this team. He gets a solo shot that you'll hear in a little bit, and they get a win. They get a win. So here they are. They're back to 500. They have the Toronto Blue Jays in town, and that'll get them going before the All-Star break next week. So this is the final series before that break. Ryan Nelson will get the start tonight. And we'll have to see what this team can do.
And it was, how about J.J. McCarthy with that catch?
Oh, man.
I mean, talk about Paul Sewald.
We're going to play that, too.
Yeah. But, I mean, how about McCarthy? A couple nice kids, one in the 8th inning.
He's fun to watch.
And the one thing you look at, I think that's kind of the epitome of the Diamondbacks. And just kind of that their good defense, good pitching, solid bullpen. I hope that they can carry that through with this 3-game series with Toronto. And that's kind of the mantra they carry through after the All-Star break because, I mean, look at the fielding that they had. Look at Christian Walker, some of the plays he had, Perdomo, those 2 plays by J.J. McCarthy, the pitching, the bullpen. You looked at Ginkel gave up the double, and then that was it. And just solid baseball. But Font was one of those kids, only 85 pitches in the 6 innings. I mean, he had control, no walks. He had a few strikeouts. But I just liked the way he kept the ball down. And he seemed like a complete control of that game. But it was pretty much a pitcher's duel, but pitching and defense for the Diamondbacks moving forward.
Torey Lovello, who is the all-star manager for the National League, announced this morning on the Dan Patrick Show that Paul Skeens of the Pirates will get the start. He was the number 1 pick in last year's Major League Baseball draft, which, by the way, is this weekend. And he's only started 11 games in the big leagues, and here he is going to get the start next week for the National League. Of course, you know what he did yesterday, a no-hit through 7. Of course, that made a lot of storylines on why he was taken out after that 7th inning. But we found out right after it happened from Bob Nightingale, who said that he's never gone more than 7 innings. So that had played into it, I'm sure, in the pitch count, analytics, and all that other stuff.
He was close to 100 pitches, I think, already. I think they were saying his limit was 107, so they felt they would pull him. But, Man, you just feel I'm old school, Rock. I know you are a little bit. I'd love to see a guy finish up and maybe he throws a one hitter, and they fortunately win that game. But what a great story! He gets drafted first last year. Now he's going to be starting in the All-Star game.
Only the fifth rookie to do that. He's up there with Nomo, Valenzuela, Mark Fidrich, Dave Steinhaus. That was back in '62. A lot of people don't know him. But hey, 6-0. He's got a 1.90 ERA. The guy has 89 strikeouts, only 13 walks across just over 66 plus innings. I mean, this is unbelievable what he is doing.
Yeah, he's one of those. I watch him. He's big kid, power pitcher, brings about 95, 97 miles an hour.
Mustache.
Got the stash. I mean, he's very mature for his age. He's probably one of those kids that came out. He might have been that kid your freshman year, Rock, in high school. It might have been already 6 foot, 180 pounds, and shaves. But I think that it's a great story. I think Torrey made the right call with this. I think a lot of fans go, wow, a lot of fans haven't seen him, baseball fans, and they'll be intrigued to tune into the game, just not only being All-Star fans, but also to watch this young man, to see the prowess that he has. And I was sitting there thinking this morning that here's this rookie, and if you're going to start in the All-Star game, you're used to your daily routine, right? So I wonder if he's going to be the starter, if any starter, if you just threw the day before, you get there early. Is anybody going to be? I'm sure guys will be around Sunday. You get a little bullpen work in, or Monday get a little bullpen work in, just to make sure you stay with your routine if you're going to start an All-Star game. And I've always been intrigued how starting pitchers, you leave one city, you're going to get to another city early. Do you take that extra day off because they're so used to throwing in the bullpen, maybe the day before, get good and loose, or whatever that is.
A lot of the guys golf.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they will too. But if I'm starting an All-Star game, I'm doing everything I can to stick with my routine and keep it dialed in, because I want to make sure I'm money if I'm starting.
And I think the fact that Chris Sale is starting on Sunday is the reason why
could be
Paul Skeens is going. Yeah, because Chris Sale deserves it.
Oh, I agree with that. Yeah,
I'm not saying Paul doesn't either. I mean, I think it's a great story. But come on, Chris Sale has just been unbelievable.
He's phenomenal.
Yeah, he's having a tremendous year. So you give him the start. Hey, some other news with the Suns. They're in Vegas for the Summer League action. They'll face off tomorrow, get it all going with Golden State. That's the first game. And then they'll all be playing the Pacers, Thunder, and Bucks, and a fifth team. Still to be determined. I don't know how they determine that. Still to be determined.
Well, how many guys do they have that can they put out there? I mean, the one thing about the Summer League, we'll catch up with Scott Spricer here at 2:30 about Summer League basketball in Las Vegas. It's a thing now. I remember years ago when this all started up, I've had some of my friends, they would go in there, go to Vegas. There might be 1,000 people. Now you might get 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 people going to watch these guys. And these guys were like basketball junkies. So they would go, when they'd have tryouts at Arizona State, they'd go over to ASU and watch the tryouts. And then they go up to Vegas. They make that trip when the Summer League started years ago, just to go enjoy Vegas and go to the Summer League and watch these up-and-comers. And they would come back and they'd say, hey, look for so-and-so of the Suns or this kid with the Lakers and blah, blah, blah. And now it's, everything going on in Vegas, especially the 4th of July, which I heard was jam-packed. Summer League's a thing over there, as was the USA basketball game against Canada. And that place was jam-packed, sold out as well, too. So something to do if you're not doing a whole lot of nothing, go watch a couple Summer League games.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of tune in and I see no crowds, and the basketball's just boring.
This year's kind of a down year because last year, with Wembanyama, a lot of people came out, like the sold-out crowds for Wembanyama. But this year, you're right, Rock, there's not a lot of buzz around the top prospects. I guess the only buzz would be, I hate to say it, Bronny James would be the only buzz that would bring fans in, is probably seeing Bronny James and what the Lakers have going on.
Yeah, it's you might be true, because I remember that might have been last year with Wembanyama, just to see him just watch that kid. 7'3", going up and down the court, handling the basketball like a guard, the shooting, the prowess that he had. But I think and the whole Bronny James thing, how that plays out this summer and how he ends up with the G League after, what do they play, 10, 12 games or something like that, and just to see getting himself ready for training camp, which, by the way, not too far down the road, early October, mid-October for a lot of these guys.
On a national level, Brett Favre's in the news as his legal team took a huge hit this week, as he's been the center of this Mississippi welfare scandal. as the Hall of Famer has been linked to about $8 million in misspent money. $8 million. And their attorney said they lost that they stated that they have shown a pattern and practice of delicate deception with ongoing misapplication of the state's case law. In other words, he's going to lose. He is going to absolutely lose. And he's yet to come out with any type of statement, that being him, for doing, or I should say Brett Favre. But Shannon Sharp's in the news with him as well. So I think this is going to get a little ugly as the auditor comes down on his ruling.
Well, I think that that particular money was funneled to Mississippi Southern, went to school. That's where his daughter went to school. And for I think it was a volleyball program or something along those lines. And the other thing, too, was, as we mentioned, the Shannon Sharp thing, as far as defamation of character, an appellate court judge ruled against it, saying he had every right, that being Shannon Sharp, to give his 2 cents worth about what he thought about Brett Favre. He sued him for defamation of character because he was protected under the First Amendment in reference to free speech in the vernacular. So that was one of the things he got shot down with that. And this isn't the only. This is like the second suit against Brett Favre as far as alleged funds being funneled to him or defrauded by allegedly Brett Favre.
On the the Heisman favorite. Yes, we're going to talk some Heisman. How about that? As the odds are moving, Oregon's Dylan Gabriel, the quarterback, he is currently one of the favorites with Carson Beck from Georgia. Gabriel, a guy who was at Oklahoma, then he was at UCF, has been getting a lot of bets, twice as much as some of the other guys as of late. But Gabriel transferred. Transferred to Oregon in the offseason after he spent the couple of seasons there in Oklahoma. And so he's up there. Another couple other guys that are up there is Mikey Keene.
Yes, Mikey.
You remember him now?
Chandler High School graduate.
Now at Fresno State.
Yeah.
If you remember, he was at UCF. You know the kid pretty well, being a local kid. So Carson Beck, Dylan Gabriel, Quinn Ewers, and then Jalen Melrose. He's the guy that came in last year at Alabama. Will Howard is Ohio State. Then it goes down the line. So no one in the Big 12 on this list.
And you know what?
No one on the Big 12 on this list.
That's interesting. Because I think, Will Howard left. He would have been that guy, but he went to Ohio State from Kansas State. Dylan Gabriel. Interesting to hear that. I mean, I thought Ewers might be another one of those guys. Hey, look, you could have a running back emerge, but I think from the era of the quarterback, Dylan Gabriel, he's got all the weapons there at Oregon. Matter of fact, he got paid really well going to Oregon as well, too. And young man here, Ty Thompson, who was there, the heir apparent to go in there for Bo Nix, pretty much had to move on when they paid Dylan Gabriel a lot of money. So now Ty Thompson at Tulane, hoping to start at Tulane.
Real quick, I got to go to break here, but the Suns, they're continuing to sign guys, and it sounds as though they're going to be way beyond the $400 million that is projected for their payroll, and so luxury tax is going to cost them a lot of money this year.
Well, they just re-signed Josh Okogie for 2 years,
$16 million.
Yeah, and I guess the first year is the only guarantee, so the second year is not guaranteed. But again, you're right. I like them bringing him back.
Yeah,
I mean, he's a good rebounder, can shoot. He's a streaky shooter, but he's a solid defensive guy.
Bet the game, watch the game. As the headlines are brought to you by Casino Arizona, at least the sportsbook in Casino Arizona. They got 3 live betting windows, 6 self-service betting kiosks, plus 8 screens that display all the betting lines. Next, it's our Document Solutions plays of the day. You're gonna hear the solo home run last. You're gonna hear the McCarthy robbing a home run. Nick Saban from the ESPYs. Serena Williams, as well as Charles Barkley. So, and if we have some time, Tori Lavello, who called into Dan Patrick today. So we'll get into that next. It's Roc and Manuch right here from Wright Toyota.
Attention drivers. Drive smart, Arizona. All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing storage services contractor, reminds you to follow the move over law. When you see emergency vehicles, move over and slow down. Keep our roads safe for all. Brought to you by All City Towing.
Hey, it's Dom with Venezia's Pizzeria. You know us for delicious family dinners and huge party pizzas. But did you know we are great at feeding a large group too? Our full catering menu has a ton of variety, so everyone will find something they love. And the best part? We don't charge per head. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll handle the rest. Check out our catering menu at Venezias.com. That's Venezias.com. Venezias, a family and catering tradition.
Hey, it's Jax, co-host of Take the Points, the only local sports gambling radio show in Arizona. Tune in every Saturday from 11 to 1, live right here from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Let's cash some tickets.
Choosing the right lawyer after a car wreck is important. You need to consider the law firm's experience, results, and reputation. Lerner Rowe stands above other law firms when it comes to experience and results, helping over 150,000 people recover billions of dollars for their injuries. When it comes to reputation, we have thousands of five-star reviews, and year after year, we have been voted best personal injury law firm in Arizona. Call us today and let us put our experience, proven results, and reputation to work for you.
Lerner Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Ew, gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors, it helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in one wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens. And it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Time for today's play of the day, courtesy of Document Solutions, leading the valley of business solutions for copier and IT service. Their service can't be copied. 623-252-8282. Now let's get to the play of the day.
I got some D-backs as well as some SBs. We'll start off with Gino Suarez solo home run in the bottom of the 5th, which is all the Diamondbacks needed to beat Atlanta last night.
Freed, hands to the face, now to the belt, and the 3-2. Gino hits it high in the air, deep center field. Kelly going back. He looks up, it's gone. Gino answers Tandy's call with a solo shot to center, and the D-backs lead 1-0.
Good call, MLB Network there. And then this was to save Jake McCarthy. It's radio, I know, but you'll get a taste of it because I think Ferentz does just a tremendous job of calling games.
Wilson hits a fly ball deep the other way. McCarthy to the track, to the wall. And Jake has got it. Oh, boy. Wow. Jake McCarthy to the wall and left. And he just robbed Madelson of a home run.
Mentioned earlier, Olsen would prefer to pull the ball, but he gives this one a ride all the way to the warning track. Jake McCarthy up and over the wall. What a play.
Outstanding. That was the top of the 9th, by the way. Of course, the D-backs.
Did you see that sigh of relief from Seawall when he looked at that?
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
So last night, the ESPYs, and I don't know what it is. Maybe I didn't know till yesterday that it was on because typically, they
bombard you.
They bombard you
Sure.
with that, right? But it was clearly a celebration of women's sports. Clearly, I mean, let's just look at the list here, okay? Best team, South Carolina women's basketball. Best comeback athlete, Simone Biles. Best record-breaking performance, Caitlin Clark. The Jimmy V Award goes to Dawn Staley, the former South Carolina coach, I should say. Best athlete in women's sports is A.J. Wilson or Aja Wilson. I don't know, one of those two. Breakthrough athlete was Juju Watkins from Southern California. Let me think what else we had here. Best athlete with disability, her name was Brenda Huckabee, snowboarding. Best college athlete, women's sports, was Caitlin Clark. Best NBA player, WNBA, was AJ or AJ Wilson, whatever her name is. Let me see. Is there any guys that won something?
Very focused female.
Jaylen Brown won Best Championship Performance.
Okay. Well, Well, I'm glad that best male athlete was a male in Patrick Mahomes.
Hallelujah.
I mean, I was a little nervous there. When I got down to the best athlete men's sports,
yeah,
I was happy that it was. Seriously, guys and gals listening, how bad is it getting? Come on. I'm sorry. I know we got to be so damn politically correct. It's getting to the point where it's ridiculous.
I think, Rob,
Come on.
what you're getting at, it's obvious
It's
what
so
ESPN
obvious.
is trying to do, and I think that's. I mean, I haven't. We taped it. I didn't get a chance. I got home
Why?
late. I'm going to watch it tonight. I did see some of the acceptance speeches that we'll get to in a little bit, but I think it's blatantly. I guess that's the term. Blatantly obvious what ESPN is trying to push. The diversity thing, the WNBA's gone overboard. I mean, we're not being sexist here at all. It is obvious what you got to
the agenda they have, their narrative.
That's it right there. Their narrative. And the thing is, some of the best teams or whatever, on comparison to who won and who didn't, and they'll be like, well, Manuch, they're deserving. I get it, but look at the ramification, look at the competition, look at the individual, look at the teams. And all that. And I just sometimes it's so obvious, it's ad nauseum, it's insulting to me.
Let's go back to best team male and then best team female. Best comeback athlete male, best athlete comeback female. Then they need to do that then.
Sure.
Okay?
Absolutely.
Because this is getting out of hand. And, it went as far as, okay, they did recognize some real big-time athletes that passed away this year. Willie Mays, Bill Walton, Jerry West. No O.J. Simpson.
Well, I think.
Okay, but come on.
Okay.
It's sports.
Get it?
Okay. He was a Heisman Trophy winner. He was a phenomenal running back. What he did after his playing days was, horrific. But he should at least been mentioned in the what do you call that? Memoriam
that they have. I don't have any problem with that whatsoever, Rock. I think that with his civil and being found not guilty in the criminal. They're not going to go there with that because they're not going to go ahead and give any. Again, they're not going to give
video that pops in a headshot. That's all it is.
They're not going to give any credit to a guy that what he did in his post-career situation is going to insult the integrity of the Goldman family and a lot of those people. They're not in the Brown family. They're not going to give many as just rewards or just dues from passing away. That was fine with me. Just leave it alone and move on.
So one of the hosts, Serena Williams, she had basically the final say on stage last night, and she didn't waste an opportunity. She took a shot at Kansas City Chiefs kicker Harrison Butker. And if you don't know what happened there, he made some waves in May for comments he made about women during a commencement speech at a college. And he was actually in the audience last night. And basically he talked about, women, just briefly, I would venture to guess that the majority of you, meaning women, are most excited about your marriage and the children you will bring into the world. So he went down that road where he, some people called it pretty outrageous, and he kind of just he said some things you probably couldn't. They were just a little out there for people that are so sensitive.
They're very conservative statements.
And in some values I don't touch in the modern world. So here's Serena, and here's her shot at the Chiefs kicker.
So go ahead and enjoy women's sport like you would any other sports because they are sports. Yes. Except you, Harrison Butker. We don't need you. At all. Like ever.
Was that Serena that said that? So Serena said,
yeah, and then one of the other sidekicks popped in.
That was totally uncalled for. Let me say this. Again, folks.
They want respect.
Yeah, if you want to give your opinion and somebody has their opinion, respect each other's opinion. There is no need for him to call him out like that. And his whole stance on that thing was, hey, look, when he broke that down and talked about what he meant, it was about women are excited about getting married and having kids and all these things. Whether you agree, disagree, I think that's the one thing. All of a sudden, so you don't agree with that, so you're going to hammer him? Well, okay, so if he gets in the pulpit literally and comes back, I don't think this going tit for tat is healthy for anybody.
And people took a part of the clip that he said, and that's what got blown up.
Sure.
Because he did talk about, women and the fact that, they're getting promotions, they're getting titles, they're getting big time jobs in their career. and things are, there's amazing accomplishments. He said.
Absolutely.
And then it gets turned around.
Well, but I think people want to pick and choose what they want to hammer. If they had to listen to his entire speech, and you kind of go, okay, that's so. If he feels that way, but he also, like to your point, Rock, he complimented women moving up, the CEOs, all the things that they're advancing at, and for somebody to say, it's almost like they heard him say, well, women should stay barefoot and pregnant, stay in the kitchen and do laundry all day. He didn't say that.
No, he didn't.
But that's how they
took it,
interpreted it.
The web's just going crazy. All the Caitlin Clark fans. She won 2 awards. She won Best Record-Breaking Performance and won for Best College Athlete, women's sports. Unfortunately, she didn't win the ESPY for the Best Athlete in women's sports. That was the girl from the Las Vegas Aces. I don't know how you can't give it to her. What she accomplished in college and what she's already accomplished in the WNBA, and how she has drawn so many eyebrows to women's basketball that were never there before her 2 years ago.
Do you realize she's already breaking records so far in the season that nobody's ever broken? Number one, as a regular player and as a rookie, the record she had the very first triple-double ever in the WNBA. And as a rookie, the threes, the accuracy, her numbers are so far and above already as a rookie. So that's surprising to hear that and to see that. But then again, Rock, God forbid a Caitlin Clark, a rookie, coming in would trump a veteran. That's right. Again, the contradictions abound with this stuff. Okay, if you're going to do it on true merit, I get if you're going to go that female route, okay, who's really the true merit? Is it Caitlin Clark or this other gal? And I highly think it's Caitlin Clark from that. Oh, God forbid, we got one much minutia going around with number one, with the diversity with the males and with the males and the females, specifically the white versus black.
Break.
So this whole thing has gotten way out of hand, and it's blatantly obvious what ESPN's trying to do.
And Angel Reese, she's making history too, and she's a rookie. She extended her double streak to 15 straight games last night.
And there's another one that's playing.
I bet she gets the rookie of the year.
Well, if according to the trend, that could be the way it goes, Rock.
Yeah, it's crazy. Document Solutions, our partner of this segment. If you are in the market for a printer, an all-in-one printer, you can now buy, lease, or even rent one from Document Solutions of the Valley. And you can print off your smartphone. Really cool. 623-252-8282. That's 623-252-8282. And ask for our good buddy Greg, one of the owners there. Document Solutions of the Valley. Their service can't be copied. So the Bears and Texans, they're going to report to camp next week. We're going to catch up with former Cardinals defensive end Michael Bankston, talk about the Cards and what they need to do to improve on defense for the upcoming season. So next right here on Fox Sports 910.
Clear. Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
The Suns have re-signed unrestricted free agent Josh Okogie to a reported 2-year deal worth $16 million. He's entering his 7th NBA season. He averaged just over 6 points per game over the last 2 years. The D-backs open a 3-game series with the Blue Jays tonight. Ryan Nelson will get the ball. Torey Lovello, the manager of the NL team for the All-Star game next week, has chosen Pirates rookie right-hander Paul Skeens as his starting pitcher. The Mercury begin a 3-game road trip tonight in Indiana as they battle Caitlin Clark in the Fever. The team announced their new practice facility will have 2 courts named for Diana Taurasi. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar on the southeast corner of Cave Creek and the 101. Happy hour 7 days a week, 4 to 7, with $5.50 house wines and well drinks, $4.75 drafts, plus tons of food specials. Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar.
A homeowner just like you.
Hey.
Decides to fix his roof.
Okay.
He backs up his truck, ties one end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the backside of the roof until...
What? Wait, no.
Yes, Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
A few bruises and his pride.
Save yourself with State 48 Roofing, offering maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial. State48roofing.com.
It's a sprint. Meet G2G protein bars. Grab and go fuel for the office, links, and daily grind. Score an 8-pack at Costco or explore flavors at G2GBar.com. Quick, delicious, power-packed G2G protein bars. Setting your pace.
Need an all-in-one wireless copy? Solutions of the Valley, the official copier and IT solutions company for Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Document Solutions is leading the Valley in business solutions for copier and IT service. They'll support your business no matter how big or small. Take advantage of either buying, leasing, or renting many makes and models of copiers. For a free quote, call 623-252-8282. Document Solutions of the Valley. Our service can't be copied.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
Get out of the heat and play at Dukes. Dukes on Miller and McDowell. A huge new game room is open with foosball, pool tables, shuffleboard, darts, and Pop-A-Shot basketball.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
With 3 10-foot TV screens and dozens more big screens. You'll find every game you're looking for.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
Voted best sports bar by New Times.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
3 huge patios on the Greenbelt, all doggy friendly.
Dukes, Miller and McDowell. That's it.
Sarah Spain for iHeart Women's Sports, presented by Elf Beauty. Kansas City current forward Temwa Chawinga has been named the Player of the Month in the NWSL for June after notching 6 goals and 2 assists in 4 games. And Washington Spirit midfielder Croy Bethune is the Rookie of the Month after scoring a goal and an assist in June. Bethune is the first player in league history to win back-to-back-to-back Rookie of the Month honors. For more women's sports stories, subscribe to Good Game with Sarah Spain on iHeart Podcasts.
When it comes to women in sports, Elf Beauty is all about leveling the playing field. The same goes for the boardroom, where Elf is one of only 4 publicly traded U.S. companies with a board that's 2/3 women and 1/3 diverse. Learn more at elfbeauty.com.
Michael Baxton. He's a proud Sam Houston State alum who played 9 seasons in the NFL for the Bengals and Cardinals. Michael Baxton just picking that ball up and rambling. Ranked number 62 on the Arizona Republic's top 100 all-time Cardinal players. A great follow on Twitter at Big Bank 90. Michael Baxton. Now on Roc and Manuch on Fox Sports 910. You can take that to the bank.
What up, Banks? What's going on, my friend?
Big Bank.
What are you up to?
You know what? We're going to change it a little bit because you're real, but at the same time, let's keep it real. As far as the intro.
You want to change it? What do you want to change it?
Where do you want to change it? Where do you want that?
Anything you want.
You
Anything
scored
you
on
want.
that touchdown run?
You know what? So thank you for saying that. You know what? I'm the Villains are real. 9 seasons, never miss a game. Put that on
All
point.
right, so I got to spend all this money to get the voice of Fox, NFL Fox, to redo it just to let everybody know that you didn't miss any games? Because that's all we got to add. Well, why don't we just bring you on and say, now join us, Mike Banks, who never missed a game in his NFL career.
And you could do your own bio for crying out loud.
Yeah, but hold on. That means a lot, though. Come on, Manuch. You played. Never missed a game in my life.
Yeah. Well, I never did.
I didn't either.
I missed
I
a
didn't
game.
miss any games
I mean,
either.
I'm holding and charting, so I never
Yeah.
missed a game.
I never got to the field.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. Hey, tell us before we get into some football talk. Like, give us. You do so much outreach in the community. Just, it's so negative that we talk about so many negative things, but give us something positive that you are involved in right now throughout our community.
Well, come on, Manuch. You already know that I've been dealing with kids for a long time, and we always try to encourage them. They do the right thing, and they are our future, the whole 9 yards. And that's not going to stop. Life and how it twists it. And then also with AI, you want to keep up to the next notch at the end of the day. But as far as football, I cannot wait. We have fantasy football on August the 28th, 29th, whatever that Thursday it is. And then we have the Hall of Fame game on August the 2nd. I cannot wait. The rest of it, you already know.
Yeah, we're ready to go. I'm sure you're ready to go. You speaking of camp, can you believe the Bears and Texas report next week? They'll get ready and they'll get ready, Banks, for that Hall of Fame game. Just your thoughts when you watch. You've been around this Cardinals team, this defense. You got a couple young guys. Looks like they're going to play a lot of football. When you look at your two young guys, obviously Xavier Thomas and Darius Robinson. How much
Robinson?
How much will they play, and can you expect some productivity out of both those young men?
Well, I mean, you know what? They did a good job in the free agency. Don't get it twisted with the guys they brought in. Robinson, as a rookie, I hope he's still hungry. I mean, you got to hope he's still hungry. And he's going to go up there and do what he needs to do to solidify the defense, especially the defensive line. That's one of the issues that we have is the defense couldn't stop the run. It couldn't rush the passer. We would like a bottom line on pass rush and sacks. So hopefully that'll be a change with Robinson coming in. And the rest of the guys coming in that they got from free agency that make a difference. I'll be honest.
And with that all being said, you know Xavier Collins, they didn't extend him. He's got one more year.
I know you won't say Xavier Collins. I know you won't say Xavier Collins.
Yeah. Well,
and you know what? I'll be honest. Every time I've been around Xavier Collins, he's been 100.
Yeah.
And I hope that he goes out and do what he needs to do because he's on the radar.
Okay.
You know that.
Yeah.
Come on.
Now, let me ask you, go from a 4-3, remember that you got to remember, Hollis they've been doing a 3-4 front. Now it's a 4-3 front. He's been more of a defensive end versus an outside linebacker. Okay. So this 4-3 front, a lot of those Cardinal fans and football fans, what's going to be different about this defense with the front of 4 guys down versus 3 guys down?
And so I'm sure you understand. If you got a 3-4, it's a linebacker defense. If you got a 4-3, it's a D-line defense. It's not going to change no matter what year, what era we're playing in. So when you think about it, what Xavier Collins, because he's a prototype defensive end because of his size. It all depends on if he can rush a passer. Because he has no choice. I'll be honest. It's sad, but he has no choice. He gotta rush the passer. Because he don't understand how to run a middle linebacker position.
All right, Banks. This is Rock. And I've been asking every question.
Rock.
Man. So I'm a little disappointed.
I asked the technical questions.
Yeah, the first 5 questions were me.
You know what? First of all, hey, you know what, Rock? Happy birthday.
Thank you. You're a little late, but that's all right. I'll take it.
He's accepting gift cards. Go ahead.
You know, actually, I don't like you.
Wow, why?
I actually love you.
Oh, see what he did there, Rock? I see what he did there.
He just wants to.
Well, when we play golf together, when we play golf together, you beat me.
Very good. I'm glad you went public on that because Frank Sanders won't say that. Frank Sanders won't say that.
Oh no! Oh, you can't beat Frank. You can't beat Frank.
He plays like my month, but I'll challenge you.
Yeah.
I'll take. You have to give me a couple strokes, but I'll take that. Hey, I got to ask you this though, Bang.
Okay.
I got to ask you this,
okay.
And I want you to take the player perspective, not the organization perspective. If the organization comes to you and you're Buda Baker, do you take an extension or do you hold and let the season play out? Player perspective.
Oh wow! So you went deep.
Sure did.
Good
Question.
Yeah, you went deep. I actually would say, for Buda Baker, I mean 1,000. Be LeBron. Yeah, be LeBron.
Take the hometown discount and stay. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm being honest. Be LeBron.
But don't you think the money's so big these days that if he could leave some money on the table and he doesn't wait, and who knows if this team wins 5 games this year, he may say, hey, I want to go to a contender now.
Well, I mean, you got to think about it. At the end of the day, you're going to be with one team or the other. Yeah. You know what? He needs to finish his career with Arizona and keep it moving. I'll be honest.
I hope you're right. It's tough. The money.
Yeah, just keep it
2 minutes. But don't you think,
you
Banks, isn't that a two-way street, though? Shouldn't they reward him a little bit more, give him maybe some more guaranteed money or more bonus money?
Yeah.
Keep him there?
No, that part I agree. That part I agree with.
Okay.
No, that part I agree with. Give him some more money because I'll be honest, he is the captain of the defense, regardless.
Banks laying it out there. Big Banks. Banks, we love you, man. You know that. Thanks for jumping on today.
You know what?
I know you don't like me, but,
guess what?
He loves you.
Guess what? To keep it real, so Arizona hopefully be 8-9.
Okay.
Hopefully 9-8 in the playoffs because you already know it because 17-week season. I'm gonna give my credit to them just because I played, but at the end of the day, it's all about Colin Murray.
Yeah. Colin Murray, I agree with you.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, I know. I got to keep it real. I got to keep it real.
All right, you keep it real all weekend, buddy, and we'll talk to you soon, all right? When the weather gets better, we'll go play some golf, and I'll beat you again. And we'll bring Frank with us. We'll bring Sanders with us.
Hold on. You disrespect me, but guess what? I'm beating your ass.
Yeah, that's the Big Banks I know. That's
There
what
it
I
is.
want to hear.
All right. Yeah.
All right, Michael, stay out of trouble, buddy. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
All right. Much love. Thank you, guys.
You got it.
And,
That's
keep
Michael
up-
Bankston.
keep up career.
We will. That's check him out on Twitter X, Big Banks 90. Check it out. We're up against it. I do want to remind All City Towing is hiring. They need dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, customer service personnel, and they have incredible benefits, set work schedules, a healthy 401k, employee match, health benefits, employer-paid life insurance. A lot of people don't do that, and a monthly fuel allowance. So if you're looking for a new career, take it to the next level. All City Towing. That's where your future is on the move. Coming up, football at 50 and Police Blotter. It's Fox Sports 910.
Does your standard amount of bucks not cut it? Time to line your pockets with bonus bucks. Fat stacks of cash. Be listening every weekday for your chance to win $1,000.
Oh my God!
Sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys.
Hey, Arizona, it's your local accident attorney, Kevin Rowe. Results matter, so we want to help you win $1,000. Powered by Lerner and Rowe Accident Attorneys, where we treat you like family. Interact, need a check? Call Lerner and Rowe today at 977-1900.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late night fights.
Any car dealer in Arizona can compete on price. That's what dealers do. But not many dealers can compete on customer satisfaction. Like Wright Toyota. Make the right choice. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard. And online at wrighttoyota.com.
Get ready for double the fun on the 101. Introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort, the Valley's newest and best. With multiple tiers and endless benefits, we've got something for everyone. Don't miss out on the excitement. Salt River Rewards, the Valley's premier player rewards program, now at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. 2 properties, 1 amazing club, offering limitless fun on the 101. Discover the best in the Valley at saltriverrewards.com.
Need an electric charger installed or a TV mounted? Contact AC Electrical Family at acelectricalfamily.com or call 602-577-1392. That's acelectricalfamily.com to book your free quote now. AC Electrical Family. Power up with the best.
There's something that binds us all. The constant hunger to improve. The obsession with every detail. And the reward of a custom fitting taking your game to a whole new level. We're all bound by 2 words said by golfers worldwide. Schedule your fitting at Vans Golf Shops. Find your local store at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
In this week's Marketers Report, Angela Zepeda, CMO Hyundai Motor America, discusses measuring audio.
The measurement capability within audio, I think, surprised all of us. We have seen a huge return on our investment. Seeing real numbers has helped us continue to invest.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the data, audiences, and influencers you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
I have a secret. I use Secret Whole Body Deodorant because more than just my armpits stink.
Oh, can I use it where my bra rubs under my...
Oh, yeah.
And what about down there? You know, my...
Totally. 4 out of 5 gynecologists would recommend it. So I tried it, and now I get 72 hours of freshness from my pits to my...
Ooh, I love that it's a spray.
Me too. And it comes in sticks and creams too. Go get your Secret Whole Body Deodorant.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com. Let's get Raptor Live. Football at 50. The latest top football story trending this hour. Right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeart Radio app.
Well, he assembled the Tampa 2 defensive scheme that was crucial in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning of the Super Bowl in 2002. And he passed away, Monty Kiffin, at the age of 84, 50 years coaching in both college and pro levels. Of course, he is the father of Lane Kiffin, the head coach at Ole Miss. He spent many years at Tampa Bay, 1996 to 2008. He passed away yesterday.
I didn't realize he was helping Lane out there at Ole Miss as far as like being an evaluator or quality control guy. And yeah, Monty Kiffin, those mid-late 70s, I remember he was like the defensive coordinator. He was always up for a lot of jobs in college football. He was up for our job at K-State my senior year. It was between him and Jim Dickey Sr. and Monty, and they took Jim, Coach Dickey. But he's always been one of those defensive geniuses. And the Tampa 2, as you mentioned, they won that Super Bowl a few short years ago with when you had Gruden was the head coach. And then you just think about that. Those defenses, when you hear Tampa 2, think of Monty Kiffin kind of left his mark as far as how difficult that was to play against that Tampa 2 defense.
Little police blotter for you as Patrick Mahomes Sr., the father, of course, Patrick, the superstar quarterback for Kansas City, has yet another run-in with cops. TMZ, of course, they do it all, reported they learned he got busted last month for driving on an invalid license. If you recall, he got himself in a little bit of trouble a couple months ago, and they kind of pulled his license and sure enough, decided, oh, they're not going to catch me.
Yeah, sure enough. Well, this is like the third or fourth time he's been popped for whatever. I know that one was a DUI. I think he served some time. But can you imagine Patrick sitting there, look, Dad, what's up? I mean, how about if Patrick just hires him a full-time driver? Or how about just a full-time person to
exactly
be around him?
You need to. I mean, the guy just had a DUI or DWI back there. Hasn't even gone to the case, the trial yet.
Yes.
So that's coming up. And he's driving well. I'm sure his license is suspended. So.
How about they when Jerry Jones, who was the punt returner for many years that wanted to make it rain, that Jerry Jones was with the Cowboys. Who was that punt return defensive back? That they pretty much had a
rain.
Yeah, the defensive back that was in strip clubs.
It was always T.O. I thought it was the one that was
it was somebody that was always getting in trouble. He was a hell of a football player, but it always was in trouble. So Jerry Jones, he joined the Cowboys. This player,
that Adam Pac-Man Jones?
Yes, Pac-Man Jones.
Geez.
He had a personal guy
9
with
lives.
him full time. Jerry Jones said, if you're going to play here, this guy's going to be with you full time. So when he left the Cowboys, he got in trouble again.
I looked up Dallas Cowboys strip club punt returner. First thing that popped up.
Pac-Man Jones.
Pac-Man. Pat Sajak has decided to copy Tom Brady.
Yeah?
He's coming out of retirement.
Is he really?
He just went into retirement, a month ago?
Yeah, Wheel of Fortune.
So he's back, and he's going to be hosting this fall Celebrity Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, he couldn't stand not having the camera on him?
I guess. I mean, they had a huge send-off.
Sure, they sure did.
And now he's coming back, just like Tom Brady.
Is Vanna going to join him on the Celebrity one now? I mean,
October 7th.
She had crocodile tears and the whole 9 yards and like an end of an era, Pat Sajak. And I always tell the story about when you and I interviewed him. Remember the Independent Baseball League? He owned that
one
one.
of the owners, yeah. The Golden State League.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
And we interviewed him, and he was like a hard interview. He was all that and then some, and he was, I got to do this interview. Yeah, Pat, this is part of your league. And, nice guy, but he seemed like he was a little put off that he put up with Roc and Manuch for crying out loud.
Oregon State, Washington State are going to keep the bowl ties as part of the Pac-12. They announced today the two remaining schools will retain their postseason opportunities. So they have worked to deal with the ACC, Big 12, and Big 10 conferences on agreements for the Holiday Bowl, Independence Bowl, Las Vegas Bowl, LA Bowl, Sun Bowl, and the Alamo Bowl, and the ESPN Bowl pool.
Good for them.
So the Rose Bowl, of course, is now part of the college football playoff. They're going to host a quarterfinal and semifinal games in the new 12-team format. So I know the fans of the Big 12, specifically the Beavers and the Washington State Cougars, those fans are probably pretty excited about that.
The Holiday Bowl is still a damn good bowl. That Sun Bowl's respectable. I mean, those are all good bowls. All I can do is win 6 games. And but I'm impressed they're able to keep those ties because the Holiday Bowl is always usually a good game. If Oregon State goes, 8-4 or whatever it is, or Washington State, just gives them that momentum, or that I should say that momentum going into a decent bowl game and getting paid out pretty good as well too. Keep that up.
No, I'm looking forward to catching up with
Yogi
Roth, who has been with the Pac-12 Network for so many years. Yep. And, one of the things that I'm looking forward to talking to him is I want to ask him, what does he tell the Oregon State fans and the Washington State fans going into the season? And what is ahead? Is it the Mountain West? Is it the ACC? Where are those two teams going to go? And I think for someone who's been with the Pac-12 networks as long as he has, is going to have some good answers to that.
Yeah, and it seems as though the Mountain West would be a natural unless you can't see them eventually going. I mean, if you got a chance to go to bowl games like that, I can't see them leaving to be independent and be out there. But you would think
more importantly, if they go into the Mountain West, it's going to help the Mountain West.
It would,
To
exactly.
get some ties to these bowls.
Sure. And I guess I'm surprised that Pac-12 isn't wrapped up completely and that there's these two teams, these two schools that are still there.
Well,
they couldn't join another conference.
I do think the ACC may be a home for them. I know it's so far, but you got Stanford and Cal. But if Clemson leaves or Florida State leaves, Clemson, they lost the battle with the NCAA this week.
Right.
Florida State doesn't want to be around. They want to get out of there. They want to be in the SEC. So I'm anxious to see what those two schools do. And if it's a domino effect, they come out, Those two go in.
Rock, do you think, though, that if Miami, Florida State, and Clemson leave,
Miami
could
too, yeah.
it could cause chaos for the ACC to just go away like the Pac-12 did? Just how, Colorado, Utah, and them going to the Big 12 caused Washington and Oregon to go to the Big 10?
So a domino effect in the ACC?
Yeah, do you think the ACC
I don't think so because of basketball.
That's a good point.
Because of basketball and their other non-rep sports.
Yeah.
Because football, you just named the three schools that are known for football in that conference. Not necessarily basketball, right?
True.
And Washington State, Oregon State, they're not really basketball schools.
No,
they're not even really football schools. So maybe it'll fit right into the ACC.
I got to tell you what, I think
West makes sense.
I think in 5 years, the attrition will be absorbed by the SEC, Big 10, and Big 12. And I think all of them. 1 minute, Mountain West, whatever, who's ever left, if it's Oregon State and Washington State, I think everybody's going to get absorbed. And then those three, and then the rest of them develop maybe their own conference.
Hey, we're out here, Wright Toyota. We're here every Friday, Roc and Manuch with Jax and Richie today. Coming up in hour number 2, Scott's Cap. It's a big soccer match, and it's National French Fry Day. Who has the top fat food fry? A fun argument. We'll get into that as we continue on. Roc, Manuch, no Jimmy B, right here on Fox Sports Night.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B has been sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
Year after year, Lerner Rowe is voted best personal injury law firm in Arizona. You may wonder why. The answer is quite simple. Lerner Rowe is so popular because we give every client excellent service and a superior experience. But also the main reason is results. We've recovered billions of dollars for our clients with over $1 billion collected in the last 5 years alone. Our phone lines are always open and our legal team is standing by right now, waiting for your call.
Lerner Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
There's something that binds us all. The constant hunger to improve, the obsession with every detail, and the reward of a custom fitting taking your game to a whole new level. We're all bound by 2 words said by golfers worldwide. Schedule your fitting at Vans Golf Shops. Find your local store at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
The comfort of your favorite seat is now also your comfy car-selling throne thanks to Carvana.
That's nice.
Just enter your license plate or VIN and get a real offer in seconds.
There's no place like home.
Visit Carvana to sell your car from your comfy place.
Hey, if you're listening to me right now, I have one thing every business needs most: attention. Think about it. We swipe and scroll past stuff all day, but when we're driving, cooking, working out, we're also listening. That's the magic of audio at iHeart. We're in your next customer's ears while they're living life and listening, just like you are right now. So get your customers to listen up today using radio, digital, and podcasts. Call 844-ADD-HELP-5. That's 844-ADD-HELP-5.
Ew, gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors, it helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in 1 wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
Your business is HVAC, and you want to grow that business while providing the very best in service. Instead, you're struggling under a pile of administrative tasks. ServiceTitan is here to help. With our all-in-one solution for the trades, we've made managing all of your business needs, from scheduling to invoicing, easier than ever. ServiceTitan, giving you the time and the tools you need to keep your company running smoothly. Learn how ServiceTitan helps manage your business at ServiceTitan.com. ServiceTitan.com.
Broadcasting from the Raffi Law Group Studios. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
Brandon Pfaadt with a terrific game, and the D-backs win over the Braves last night. He struck out 4 and allowed just 3 hits in 6 scoreless frames. The D-backs stay home to host the Blue Jays in their last series before the All-Star break. Ryan Nelson on the mound. The Mercury have signed rookie guard Celeste Taylor to a 7-day contract. She was selected as the 15th overall pick in this year's WNBA draft by the Indiana Fever, appearing in 5 games with them. And Phoenix is in Indiana tonight to open a 3-game road trip against Caitlin Clark and company. The team will also visit Connecticut and Washington before the All-Star and Olympic breaks. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now your chance to win $1,000. Just enter the nationwide keyword bank at foxsports910.com. That's bank at foxsports910.com.
This is the Parker and Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For your Friday, look for another hot day out there. Temperatures right around 115 degrees, mostly sunny skies. We could potentially be tying another record for today. Tonight, chance of some thunderstorms. Right now, only a 20% chance with those overnight lows right around 92. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by ChumbaCasino.com. Introducing Chumba Casino, the thrilling online social casino that's free to play. Head on over to ChumbaCasino.com now to join in on the fun. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B is sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. And you're live online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
Oh, good National French Fry Day. You know, there's all these types of different special holidays.
Yes.
Made up holidays. This is a good one.
I would totally concur with that. I
mean,
love
I'm
fries.
good with National French Fry Day.
I would. I'd go with it.
In 15 minutes, we're going to discuss some of the top ones and where you could get some free fries today on Friday.
Free fries.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. National Fry. Got
why
it.
not? You know, these fast food places take advantage of that kind of stuff. We have a It's Your Call question of the day brought to you by State 48 Roofing. And the question is, because it's National French Fry Day, what are your top fast food fries? And your choices are McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, or other. Other is when you write in. You write in what that other is. So dive in on that, and we'd love to discuss that with you today. But as we get into our headlines, last night, Brandon Fought and three relievers combined for a 5-hitter as the D-backs blanked the Braves 1-0. They will open up a 3-game series tonight downtown at the bank as the Blue Jays are in town. Fought gave up just 3 hits over 6 scoreless innings, didn't have a lot of pitches. He's now 4-6. Paul Sewald came in, closed it down, got his 13th save, and it only was 1 home run, and that was by Gino Suarez, who homered in the 5th, and that's all the D-backs needed to earn a split in the 4-game series with Atlanta. So they're now 500 at 47-47, and they, as I mentioned, will host the Blue Jays.
Yeah, they can win this series, going 2 out of 3, get a game or 2, or maybe 3 above 500. As you mentioned, currently 500, and feeling pretty good about themselves. And I'm going to throw this at you. With the injuries they had, and for this team to be only 1 game back of the wild card and to be at 500, and let's just assume they take at least 2 out of 3. Torey Lovullo, a managerial job that he's had right now, and with this entire staff of Torey Lovullo, I would say first half manager of the year. First half of what he's done with all these injuries, keeping this team together, keeping this team staying focused through all the ups and downs that they've had. I mean, he and his staff and pitching coach and forward scouting what they've done. I mean, to be above 500 with all the injuries, especially with key pitchers, with Erod and Merrill Kelly out, and Montgomery's been out, and Alec Thomas has been out for a while. J.J. McCarthy's been out for a while. I got to tell you what, they have done just a phenomenal job to be just 1 game out of the wild card. So I think Torey Lovullo and his staff has just done a great job. I think this goes back to the resolve that this team has had these last couple of years to just stay focused and to be able to be where they're at right now at the All-Star break.
So you giving them manager of the year?
For the first half of the year. I would.
They're 500.
Okay, but to be 500 with where they've been with all the injuries,
okay, but every
ups
team,
and downs.
look at the Yankees. Look at the San Francisco Giants. They're all banged up. There are so many teams that have injuries.
Okay, but I'm just saying he has his staff, his pitching staff. He's had bullpen. He's had bullpen starts. You've had Nelson come in, Brandon Fott, the young guy, Saccone, who's probably a year or two ahead of the curve. So I think some of the young guys are probably a little bit ahead of the curve as far as what they wanted to do. And thank God. Then you had Zach Gallen was out for almost 3 weeks. So the way that I think that he's managed and manipulated his lineup and the way he's used some of these guys has just been, I tip my hat to him. He would have to be one of those guys in the running for manager of the first half of the year, as far as I'm concerned. And
So
you look at all the.
you just create that award? I mean, that's
I created it in my mind. Yeah, I'm going. He's done a hell of a job. I mean, he's done a phenomenal job to keep these guys focused and to keep these guys. You're only one game out of the wild card, and the ups and the downs that they've had. I mean, they've been crushed in some games. They've got their hitting, but I think the one constant I see is that their bullpen has been fairly constant throughout the year. And aside from the 3 blown saves by Paul Sewald, he's now gotten 2 saves back-to-back games, which has helped a lot as well too. So this team is I think this was Suarez coming on. If there was ever any thoughts of moving him at the trade deadline, I think what he's doing now is putting some doubt to Mike Hayes. I don't think they're going to move him, but I think with the way he's played the last week and a half, they've seen glimpses of what he can do, and they got to hope that he can continue that after the break.
On a national level, New York Knicks are in the news as Jalen Brunson has agreed to a 4-year, $156.5 million extension, which is $113 million less guaranteed than if he was eligible or when he's eligible to sign from a year from now. So he signed early and he gave up $113 million.
Man. So he believes in the team. He believes that they've got a chance. I mean, think about that. I mean, you look at this team, they're making a lot of moves, and to convince him that, hey, look, we've assembled a team together that next year we can go compete against the Celtics and go hopefully win the NBA. Sixers. So, I mean, well, you look at that NBA East with the Sixers signings and Wemby signed to stay. And then now with the Knicks, the moves they've made. And then the Celtics standing pretty much at pat and getting Derek White, getting him paid. That's going to be a hell of a 3-way race next year.
I think it's amazing. So there's an illustration on Jalen Brunson's, veteran extension. So he's going to make I'm going to round up $35 million next year, $38 million, 40, 44. Okay, if he would have just waited, they wouldn't have traded him. They wouldn't have done anything. $46 million, $50 million, $54 million, $58 million, and $61 million. It's unbelievable, but for him doing this, he saved the Knicks $11.5 million, $12.5 million, $13 million, and about $37 million over the next 3 years. So now, to your point, he's a team player, but that's unheard of.
Yeah, I mean that's a breath
unheard of.
Isn't that a breath of fresh air to hear a guy?
It is.
I mean, everybody wants the hometown discount.
But I wonder, and I'm not, we're not behind the scenes. Is there something, a third party? There's something else like a company, a sponsor, or somebody says, "Hey, we're gonna throw you $10 million to be a partner in this business, or we're gonna give you shares on this business, or something." Because I can't see somebody turning down, $113 million. That's
a lot of money.
Unheard of.
And you wonder, okay,
especially when he sees all these other guys making these max deals and getting stupid, $50 million a year kind of deals, and he proved last year that he's well deserving that kind of money.
Well, maybe he just feels if he leaves money on the table to help sign more guys or help pay or keep that core nucleus in place. That his motivation.
Does he care? Look what the Suns are doing. They're over $400 million in salaries this year.
Well,
they are going to pay a hefty luxury tax.
Well, maybe they figure that if we don't sign him now, that he gets to next year, he goes to the open market. We don't want to sign him. Sounds like he wants to stay there. He'll take the haircut, the hometown discount.
But he could have stayed and still got that deal.
He ain't leaving. With all the Nova guys he's got there, I think that could be the reason why he took less money is to keep Mikal for longer, keep Hart for longer, DiVincenzo, maybe add some guys. Because you look at Boston, they signed their whole starting 5 and starting 6 for the next 4 or 5 years.
And you got Bridges there now. I mean, Mikal Bridges is there. I mean, talking about keeping the band together for the next, hopefully 4 or 5 years. And if you leave some money on the table now to guarantee him going after top players.
You can also look at guys in the Derek Jeters of the world have done deals like this.
Sure.
Tom Brady actually did deals like this,
Sure.
right? Patrick Mahomes has done deals like this. So he's maybe trying to be at that level where, those guys that I mentioned are, have set a precedence or a blueprint, so to speak.
Well, and on top of that, I mean, a guy's he's making, let's say, rounded up to $40 million a year versus 50. What's the value of trying to go after titles, knowing you're going to have those guys that you're going to play with are going to be paid handsomely and they're going to be happy. So you give up some money, so you have a chance to win those titles. At this point, you got so much money. You got monies for 5 generations, Rock. He's now going, look, if I don't leave some money on the table, or I want to, so I have a chance to win a ring or two. And he realizes, he looks at that Boston lineup, looks at that Philadelphia lineup, and he's like, I've got to, and the Milwaukee lineup, he's got to go, I would rather keep the money on the table so we make sure we keep guys, or go get another piece if we have to, and win a title.
I understand that.
That's important to guys. The ring.
I get that. I can see that type of thinking, but I also look at this and you see the big deal, that media rights deal that just went down, right?
$76 billion.
Why would you hold out? The money's there, and you say these caps don't mean anything. Come on, let's be honest. These owners can afford it. They have these luxury tax. They don't care. Look at the Suns. I mean, they haven't been in a championship.
Look at Golden State. Look at Golden State. He paid that luxury tax every year out of the 4 years.
Exactly, and they were a dynasty.
I don't know. Maybe I just think some guys think differently. Some guys are more about the team.
There's got to be something else.
Well,
I think you're right, Rock. Because it's not like he just gave up maybe $40 million, which is still a lot of money. $113 million is a lot. It's a lot to give up.
There might be some kind of sponsorship scenario we're not aware of.
Yeah, I mean, it's an NIL deal. I mean, but it's just something where these guys are getting, shares of, all these owners own so much, right?
Yeah,
they own all these different businesses. Let's just say, guy owns Rocket Mortgage, which it should be a hate.
Well,
says, okay, LeBron, we could bring you back to Cleveland to finish your career. We're going to give you a piece of Rocket Mortgage.
Yeah,
the owner there.
Something that's probably not part of the team. It's another that guy.
Maybe that's what he's doing here.
He very well could. I mean, you're right. $113 million left on the tables. I mean, that's 10 lifetimes.
Or he bought him a $20 million home, and he's paying all the expenses to it, the APS bill, the water bill. Landscaper, maid.
I like just think that he's doing it the good old organic way of, let's leave some money on the table for some other players to come in where I have a chance to win a ring.
Hey, top stories today are brought to you by the Sportsbook and Casino Arizona. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for Jax and Benjamin, as they will be hosting the Take the Points program, which is on from 11 to 1 live there. So check it out. They got 3 live betting windows, 6 self-service betting kiosks. They got all the screens with all of the display of the betting lines. We'll get into some of that with Scott Spreitzer in about 15 minutes. But it's National French Fry Day. It is summer. What fast food chain has the best, and we have the most overplayed rock songs at sporting events? So we're going to have some fun with the French fries and the most overplayed rock songs at sporting events. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
There's something that binds us all. The constant hunger to improve, the obsession with every detail, and the reward of a custom fitting taking your game to a whole new level. We're all bound by 2 words said by golfers worldwide. Schedule your fitting at Vans Golf Shops. Find your local store at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
Do you ever have a case of the Mondays? You won't if you tune in to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from 1 till 4 as they broadcast live from the CAZ Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar. That's every Monday from Casino, Arizona.
Need an all-in-one wireless copier and printer or IT help for your business? Call Document Solutions of the Valley, the official copier and IT solutions company for Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Document Solutions is leading the Valley in business solutions for copier and IT service. They'll support your business no matter how big or small. Take advantage of either buying, leasing, or renting many makes and models of copiers. For a free quote, call 623-252-8282. Document Solutions of the Valley. Our service can't be copied.
Attention drivers, your safety matters. All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing storage services contractor, proudly sponsors the Move Over Law. When you see flashing lights, remember to move over and slow down. Together, we can protect our roadside heroes. Drive safe, Arizona. Sponsored by All City Towing.
In the fast lane of life, your fuel should keep up. Time to check out G2G protein bars, your ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether it's a workday, gym session, or navigating daily chaos, G2G has got you covered. Find them now at your local Costco in the refrigerated section, or explore all 8 fantastic flavors at G2GBar.com. Great tasting and packed with protein, so keep pace with life in the fast lane with G2G protein bars.
In this week's Marketers Report, we hear about the importance of local radio from Allison Griffin, head of marketing at State Farm.
iHeart has such a broad broadcast reach that is local. And for us to be able to touch customers with a local feel, but at a national scale, is so efficient and important for us.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Ooh, I'm so ready for this weekend away with my girl.
How about some free gas?
Free gas? How?
Try new Febreze car for some serious freshness and you can win gas for a full year. Visit Febreze.com to learn more.
Say less.
You may not win, but you're going to have a fresh smelling whip.
Thanks, DJ Fresh. Now how about some music?
Hey, yo, this next one goes out to new Febreze car for giving you a chance to win free gas.
La 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 la.
No purchase necessary. Must be 18 to enter in 73124 for rules and how to enter. Visit Febreze.com.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Ding, fries it done. Ding, fries it done. Ding, fries it done. Ding, fries it done. I gotta run. I gotta run. I gotta run. I gotta run. I work at Burger King making flavor Whoppers. I wear paper hats. Would you like an apple pie with that? Would you like an apple pie with that? Ding, fries it done. Ding, fries it done. Ding, fries it done. Ding, fries it done. I gotta run. I gotta run. I gotta run. I gotta run. Don't touch the fries in hot fat. It really hurts bad, and so do skin grafts. Would you like an apple pie with that? Would you like an apple pie with that? Wait for the bell. Can't hear the bell. Where is the bell? Wait for the bell. Ding, fries it done. Ding, fries are done.
Oh, National French Fry Day. I get to bring that out of the archives every year. I've been doing it for at least 15 years playing
Love
that.
it. Oh, man.
I pulled it off of YouTube today. 3.4 million,
Yeah,
feeds of
sir.
Peter Griffin.
Forgot all about it.
Originally, it was another guy, and then, of course, Family Guy took it and ran with it. But, comparing fast food chains is like comparing like apples and oranges, right?
Sure.
Each drive-through has a unique menu, and they're always trying to be different. But there's one item that you can find at just about every single fast food joint, and that is French fries.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, I'd agree.
And unless you have your own deep fryer at home, fast food restaurants are the easiest place to get a crispy potato, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So on National
Friday,
French Fry Day, we thought we would have an It's Your Call question, which we have up on Roc and Manuch on our website, our social media platforms. But I found a list, okay, and I didn't agree with the list, but I'll fly through it real quick. Top 10: In-N-Out, Shake Shack, Hardee's or Carl's Jr., Taco Bell, which I didn't even know they had fries, Arby's, Burger King, Wendy's, Five Guys, Chick-fil-A, Raising Cane's, which are really good, McDonald's, and Checkers Rallies came in at number 1.
Rallies? Not in Arizona.
They
got
are.
Rallies.
Are they
Yeah.
Rallies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've not
I've
seen
been to
one.
one on Tempe, right off of Priest. I mean, this is a no-brainer. McDonald's are the best.
Mickey D's.
I mean, how do you argue that?
I agree with you.
You agree, Jax?
Yeah, they're the most consistent.
You know
out of
what
every
you're getting.
McDonald's. You know what you're going to get.
And I mean, who doesn't go through that? You're in your car, you just had your burger or whatever, and then you got the fries, and you always take out the bag so they fall in. There's always one left in that bag.
Yeah.
Right? You always reach in there and they're like, all right, there's going to be one more.
Sure.
One more.
Sure.
It's always there.
And
there's always one left.
Okay, so if you pick it up to go and you're going to drive home and eat your Mickey D's,
Never. It doesn't
it's
make
always
it
the
home.
fries. They're right. The fries don't make it home.
Never.
Yeah, I'm eating them, and you're right. They're like, oh damn, I ate the whole thing.
But then
before I got home.
But then there's always one left.
Oh
in that bag.
yeah.
I think they're the most consistent too. Every fry is the same shape. It's the same potato in them.
Yeah.
Even if they're cold too, that's the thing. If they're cold, McDonald's fries are still going to be good.
And
I will tell you, the Raising Cane's
very good. I gotta agree, they're pretty good
because they do the what do you call those fries?
Crinkle?
Curly, or not
Yeah.
curly,
Crinkle.
crinkled. Yeah,
Crinkle.
curly.
Yeah.
I'm not a big curly fan,
But I know a lot of people would do the
or waffle.
I had friends that would do the shakes, and they would do the chocolate whatever vanilla, and they would dip their fries in the shakes. And I'm like, really? And I tried it. They're damn good. I like that.
When I was in London last year, you saw so many people using mayonnaise with their
Yeah.
French fries.
Yeah, Canada
That's
they do
just
that
nuts.
too.
Yeah,
Canada.
Canada's big into that. Taco
Yeah.
Bell, though. Taco Bell has those
When did they-
nacho fries.
Okay, okay, they're nacho fries. That's why they know who's didn't make the list that I would put them on the list.
Yeah.
Top 3, Del Taco.
Haven't had the Del Taco
Del
fries.
Taco fries. You get the number 1.
Yeah.
It's a Del Taco. You get 2 of them with fries and a drink.
Gotta tell you what, men
My
food,
fat
men
ass.
food.
Hey, let's
Rock's Man Vice food connoisseur,
Go
Mike
on
Morocco.
Tuesdays, they got the value meal. All right, so it doesn't matter if you're at a baseball game, a soccer match, or maybe even a UFC fight. There's certain rock songs that you just can't escape. You just can't hide from them. Here are 5 of the most overplayed songs at sporting events, and I'd be curious if either Jax or Manuch knows who's singing them.
Okay.
Either the name of the song or the band, I'll give you credit.
Okay.
All right, let's play the first one. They need to, a lot of people do, as they enter into the game.
Well, AC/DC.
No.
No.
you're
Thunderstruck.
No, you're right. AC/DC.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wait, what? Thunderstruck.
He went the wrong order. I got screwed up. All right, so we got Thunderstruck,
Okay.
AC/DC.
Okay.
I think Virginia, not Virginia Tech. Virginia does another one. All right, here's our next one. Great. You get this one. I'll buy you lunch.
All right.
All right.
Hang on a second. Put out of order because I couldn't find you.
Walk the jungle. No, that's just bad. No, I'm not buying you lunch. That was number 2.
Welcome to the jungle.
That was number 2, Guns N' Roses. But the one he's supposed to play, hopefully gets it here. Computer's just locking.
I forgot to download it. My bad.
Oh, you just killed me there.
Come on, Richie.
Yeah, and you're telling us to have a good show earlier before we signed on today?
Richie. Okay.
I can't read. It's Friday. I've been here since 5 o'clock in the morning. Shut up. Here's what you wanted.
And if I catch it coming back my way, I'm gonna serve it to you. That ain't what you want to hear, but that's what I'll do.
Get chilled thinking about the song college football.
It's called The White Stripes, and the song is called 7 Nation Army.
That's a great song there.
It's great for this, as we talk about overplayed songs. Of course, you heard Metallica's Enter Sandman. That's one as well, and that's Virginia Tech. They do the entrance of Enter Sandman. So it's Enter Sandman. It's Welcome to the Jungle. It's 7 Nation Army, Crazy Train, and Thunderstruck are the top 5.
I would think that We Will Rock You would have been in there.
They don't play that as much anymore.
Or at the end of the game,
Celebration. They don't play that as much anymore.
Yeah, I mean those are the ones that but I'll never remember the intro of the Chicago Bulls games. That song John Tesh produced with the intro for many years.
Yeah.
NBC had it as well too. That was always one. But
Gary Glitter was another one.
Yeah, Gary Glitter. Oh, those are some good. That's some good stuff right there. Isn't Jump the one? That's mostly at Wisconsin though.
Yeah, they do that. They do that between the 3rd and 4th quarter. And I got to tell you, I've never been to a stadium that you could feel it like an earthquake is coming.
So you feel the stadium move.
You feel the stadium move.
Wow.
It's unbelievable.
And who's the group that does that?
If you are listening, Jump. I don't know who sings it, but yeah, that's definitely one of the best songs you can you can play, and that's theirs.
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah,
these schools
their thing.
have their thing, and I think they were so clever. I want to see more of what like Iowa does with the children's hospital, and I think we need Arizona State needs some type of in-game
sound
tradition. Yeah, and I know they got little ones, and of course every mascot does the push-ups.
Yeah.
But what can Arizona State do moving forward with this new youngest coach D1, right? Or Power 5.
Power 5.
And have him kind of get creative and do some cool stuff. But I would love to see
2 minutes.
I mean,
That's a good point.
We talk about identities in some of the sports teams. We are a new city, relatively
Sure.
new. You go back to Philly and New York and Chicago. They all have their
thing,
their tradition.
Yeah, their tradition with that.
And how can Dillingham create a new tradition? That'd be something we could talk about in the next week or two.
Yeah.
Just kind of maybe just feed off the audience and see if we can get some ideas, and we can pitch them.
Sure.
We call our guy Chris Crespin and say, hey, you work over there at Arizona State, so you can get some of this done.
Get that sound.
Got a new
in.
AD. You got a new AD.
Yeah.
Maybe he's looking for some ideas.
It's interesting to bring that about certain ballparks have that thing with Sweet Caroline with the Red Sox.
Yep.
With Neil Diamond. I mean, you jump at Wisconsin. ASU has never really had, growing up here and going to games as a small kid. The only thing was the fight song, which was really the only thing that really I can think of.
I mean, I've been to a lot of games, and so have you, but there's nothing that stands out that, oh, yeah, that's what ASU does at games.
Yeah.
I remember, even Cardinal games, I mean, they're starting to do some stuff. But if you go to an NFL game, you get Denver, their third downs are really cool. I mean, there's a lot of stadiums that have those in-game elements.
Clemson with the whole hill, and they've got the rock that they touch.
Yep. Yeah, I've seen that, I don't know how more people don't fall.
I didn't realize, you talk about Virginia, that the beginning of the games
Virginia
like that.
Tech.
I didn't realize that was that.
A lot of them do that.
I saw that about 6 months ago. I went, wow, I had no idea Virginia Tech did that before the opening game.
And it's become such a big deal that you want to get in. You don't want to miss the opening.
Sure. Yeah, exactly.
Whereas you go to SU game, I'm getting in, 5 minutes left in the first.
Stragglers coming in.
just hanging out at the bar.
I think for ASU, that the thing that I hope Kenny Dillingham and this team can turn this program around is keeping that student body there beyond halftime or the third quarter if they're in games, because that was so embarrassing even in the Herm Edwards era, and maybe not so much last year, where those guys, people were vacating the stadium before the game was over. I hope that they stick around.
It's hard. I went to a game this year, and I left at, I guess it was towards the end of the third quarter.
Well,
because they were getting blown out, but second, it's still warm.
I hope to see Kenny turn this thing around where
I do too. I like for him
point.
to be here. I love to be saying 10 years from now, if we're still doing this, he's still the head coach.
And
that means they've won.
And the stadium people there early, bygone eras, and it's packed with 60,000 people. Love to see it.
Hey, this segment has been brought to you by Twin Peaks. I want to remind you, next week, all week, is their Bikini Week costume party at all 5 Twin Peaks locations. So it's a costume party. The girls are all in bikinis. They got specials on their 29-degree drafts. They got cocktails. They got cheap shots. So bring the crew and head over to one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks locations. Well, coming up, we will handicap the 2 championships, the 2 finals, the Euro and the Copa, with Scott Spreitzer from Docs.com. That's next right here on Fox Sports 910.
This is my apologies. I completely blew that.
And Phoenix.
I know I'm running on for you.
Contract. Taylor was selected as the 15th overall pick in the 2024 WNBA draft by the Indiana Fever, appearing in 5 games with them. The Merc are in Indiana today to open a 3-game road trip against Caitlin Clark and the Fever. The team will also visit Connecticut and Washington before the All-Star and Olympic breaks. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Get ready for double the fun on the 101. Introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort, the Valley's newest and best. With multiple tiers and endless benefits, we've got something for everyone. Don't miss out on the excitement. Salt River Rewards, the Valley's premier player rewards program, now at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. 2 properties, 1 amazing club, offering limitless fun on the 101. Discover the best in the valley at saltriverrewards.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
In a recent survey, when people were asked who they thought the best personal injury attorney in Arizona was, more than 9 out of 10 people chose Lerner & Rowe. In fact, Lerner & Rowe has been voted best personal injury attorney in Arizona for the past 9 years. Our experience, reputation, and proven results have made it possible for us to recover billions of dollars for over 150,000 injured people. At Lerner & Rowe, getting you the best result is what we do best. Hurt in a car, truck, or motorcycle wreck and need a check? Call us today.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
What's up, guys? Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing. Monsoon season is upon us. Be proactive today. Go to state48roofing.com. Scan the QR code below. We want to take care of you. Be proactive. Get your maintenance done. We are home of the hashtag sexy roof status.
In the market for an electric charger for your place? Looking to upgrade your under cabinet or closet lighting? Look no further than Arizona Electrical Family. From service calls to new home installations, home remodels, and even TV mounting, we've got you covered. Visit azelectricalfamily.com or call 602-577-1392 to learn more about our comprehensive services and to schedule your free quote today. Power up with the best. Visit azelectricalfamily.com to book your free quote now. AZ Electrical Family. Quality service you can trust.
Grill, patio, sunset. Hard to get better than that. Unless you're browsing Carvana's inventory while you soak it all in.
I could stay here forever.
Carvana's got thousands of cars under $20,000 just waiting for you. Visit Carvana to shop for cars the convenient way.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash.
Scott's ready.
Bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture with daily use.
Mercedes-Benz Dream Days are here with exceptional offers on the CLE Coupe, E-Class Sedan, C-Class Sedan, and CLE Cabriolet going on now through September 3rd. Learn more at mbusa.com/dream.
Time to break down this weekend's biggest games with one of the nation's premier handicappers.
I got the list.
From DocSports.com and seen every week on ESPN Sunday Countdown. He's Scott Spencer, and he's here to help make sure your picks pay out with Roc and Manuch on Fox Sports 910.
Scott Pritchard joined us as we get into some picks, DocSports.com. But before we do that, Scott, we got a question for you. We just got done talking about French fries. It's National French Fry Day. So what's your go-to? What's your number one fast food French fry?
I'm going to go with Five Guys.
Okay, Five Guys is like fifth on our board.
And you know, one of the reasons I like it is because you get like 3 orders for one. So, of course, you got to pay $50 for the burgers, but you know.
Yeah, they like to fill the bag.
I was just going to say that. I this is probably about a year ago when Five Guys was busting their prices. I ordered 3 burgers, 3 fries, and 3 shakes. To your point, that'll be $55.25. I said, what? Yeah, we apologize. You're like the 900th person that's asked us what the hell's going on. Yeah, they jacked their prices up. Don't do Five Guys anymore there, Scott.
No, I was asking if they use Kobe or something, you know, actually Japanese Kobe beef or something, you know. But what was number 1, by the way? What's number 1?
Well, for us, it was McDonald's. But
okay, well, they're good.
Yeah, they're good, yeah. I mean, I don't know if anybody has bad French fries. But, again, Checkers and Rallies came in at number 1 on a list that we had. Raising Cane's was 3rd, Chick-fil-A 4th, and In-N-Out, or excuse me, Five Guys was 5th. So you're right there.
Yeah, we don't have Rallies here. And what was the other one you mentioned? Rallies and Checkers? We don't have those here in Vegas.
Yeah, we only have Rallies, Checkers. It's kind of like Hardee's, Carl's Jr. Yeah. They're the same company. So,
okay. Yeah, I can dig that. I like the Carl's Jr. burgers are good, but you know, as you get to a certain age, you got to let it go.
Very true.
Oh my God! God forbid we eat healthy once we reach a certain age, right, Scott?
Exactly.
All right. Well, midsummer, not a lot going on. We don't want to handicap, Diamondbacks, Blue Jays. So we're going to get a little bit more creative here and throw some soccer at you as Euro and Copa finals on Sunday. Of course, England and Spain's at noon on Fox, followed by Argentina and Colombia at 5 on Fox. So good Sunday fun day watching soccer. Scott, as you get into handicapping soccer, is it much different than other sports? What do you have to look at? I mean, how do you get into that? Because I've never bet soccer before.
Yeah, it's different, and I'm a big World Cup fan. I like the Euro, Cup like we got going on Sunday. The Copa, all the big stuff are fun to me. And of course, as far as leagues are concerned, I'm a big EPL or English Premier League fan. So, and a Liverpool guy. So I do follow, EPL and then the big events. The difference between betting, like baseball, basketball, football, whatever, and soccer is that, a lot of books offer just three-way betting for soccer. And for casual or new fans to betting soccer, you can either bet the favorite, the underdog, or the draw. And for instance, we'll just, look at Spain and England for just a second with the odds. Spain is the favorite in this game at plus 145. They're the betting favorite. England to win is plus 245, which is the underdog price. Or you could bet the draw, which is around plus $1.80. And in most sports, if you bet on a side and the game ends in a draw, you get your money back, a push. That's not the case in three-way soccer betting. It's a loss in that situation. And as far as like the draw is concerned, that takes place in regulation. The penalty kicks don't count as far as the sides are concerned or the draw. And so, everything's basically bet in regulation. You can bet money lines, and I'll give you an example. Argentina, Colombia right now, three-way betting, Argentina plus $1.10, Colombia plus 340, the draw plus 190. But if you do want to bet the money line, you can lay minus 200 with Argentina, and then you do get a push if they are tied at the end of regulation. So there's just so many darn ways to bet soccer compared to the average, college football, NFL, college basketball, NBA game.
So let's look at Spain and England. I'm looking at, a particular app right now, and I'm seeing the home, the draw, and the away. What are you looking at for this particular?
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, I think Spain walks away with like a 2-1 win in this contest. I mean, if you've watched the tournament, you get the feeling England has really only played one great game, and that was the semifinal win the other night. They beat the Swiss on a penalty kick earlier. They played to draws with Slovenia and Denmark, but that win over the Netherlands was impressive. And overall, just on paper, England might have the overall talent edge. But, again, I watch this kind of stuff, the big events, and the left side of their players on the pitch have not been too hot. And then you look at Spain, they got through a group that included Italy, Albania, Croatia. Then they go up and they have to go up in a group with Georgia, Germany. It's amazing to me that England's only in their second finals ever in this tourney. The last one was 4 years ago. Spain is somewhat of a regular, relatively speaking. The one thing about the Euros finals, they're normally very close to the best played games. And if you go back to 1996, like others have reported, 4 of these matches have ended tied after 90 minutes, and 2 have finished 1-0. I do believe Spain walks away. I think it'll be about a 2-1 win with the trophy.
So how do you bet it? That's what my question is. If they're the Spain is the home team, right?
Right.
Okay. So if you guys,
I would bet Spain plus 145 is how I would do it.
Okay.
And your bet, yeah.
Okay, that helps. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and with that, when you look at, when you look at these and where you break them down, as far as we always have this to protect it. In football, it's the quarterback. Basketball, maybe it's a center or the power forward. In soccer, is it the goalie per se? Is there any one particular person that you might delve on that might sway the line one way or the other, or the manager or anything that particular scenario?
Yeah, I like a manager who doesn't flip-flop. There's different ways of playing. Like you'll see, certain coaches that they'll play like what they call maybe like a 3-4-3-1, one being the goalie and how they set up their attack, and then they'll switch during the course of the game 2 or 3 times. I don't like those kind of coaches or managers. I like the managers that get to the finals or get deep into tournaments with the same style of play because they're just better than most teams and they win those games. They don't have to do anything a little bit weird. So that's kind of what I look for. And of course the goalie matters, but also, I look at units more than anything. Like I mentioned with this England-Spain game, that England has been, to me, questionable on the pitch, which means there's almost a unit there from the offensive end of the pitch and defensive end, where to me it's been lacking, and I think Spain can take advantage of that on the attack. So I look for more units than anything else. Of course, you have the standout players throughout the course of, the decades where you have one guy who's just tearing it up, who can be a difference maker in a game like this. But for me, it's more units. Manage the game themselves to be team made it clear and just to win on three, which is a little crazy. And if you had the potential in any of these games to get here, we haven't really been challenged. So that's a little bit of a worrisome situation. And then Columbia has the talent to steal the win. My concern with them is that, they played with 10 men for a big chunk of that win, huge win over Uruguay, and they have one less day to rest up for this game with Argentina. I just wonder if they left everything on the pitch against Uruguay in that semifinal match. The advantage for Colombia is that they're nails on defense. And how many times have we seen Argentina somewhat collapse on defense on the big stage over the last few years? So I am interested in seeing what Lionel Messi brings to the match. I think he's going to be kind of energized. He's received a bunch of negative press. He hasn't been shown. Maybe Father Time is catching up with him. He kind of tends to feed off of that kind of stuff. But anyway, as much as I like Colombia's defensive play, I don't believe they'll keep Argentina off the scoreboard. I also believe Colombia is too good on offense to be held scoreless. So here's my favorite play of this game. Both teams to score at least one goal is currently plus 126. So every $100 you bet, you get 126 back plus your bet of $100. I think both teams score in this one.
Scott, how bad did Vegas get hurt? Maybe they didn't get hurt with the two losses by USA.
It wasn't a real big betting situation. I think they probably, I haven't talked to anybody about it, but I would guess that they probably made out a little bit because sharper bettors are going to bet against Team USA where the public would bet on Team USA. But as far as the betting itself in Las Vegas, it really doesn't become a difference maker until we get to World Cup. And, I know that sounds crazy, but that's just the way it is in Vegas. You don't see major money until World Cup play.
I'm just curious, when they lost to Panama, what it looked like when they played Uruguay, and to lose to Uruguay, and how that was. Obviously, you talk about a 10-man, to get kicked out of that first game.
Right.
I was just curious, how was that play against Uruguay, which we all thought they would win?
Oh yeah, I think it hurt obviously, and again, I always say this about USA Soccer. By the way, my sister-in-law, one of my brother's wives is from Panama, so you know who that house was cheering for.
Oh, yeah.
And I had to just avoid them and go USA, and we lost anyway. But anyway, having said all of that, I always say this: our 8-string athletes are playing soccer, and I don't mean to degrade USA Soccer.
True.
But can you imagine if through the years we had Kobe and LeBron, our focus was soccer, and players of that magnitude actually playing soccer instead of basketball or football? We're the best in the world. You know what I mean? Yes. But we don't. And there are 8-string athletes. And again, it sounds insulting, but I'm not trying to insult. It's just my feelings about USA Soccer.
Quickly, I want to squeeze in you got the Summer League there in Vegas where you're at. Phoenix gets their first game tomorrow against Golden State. They're getting 7.5 in the first game. That seems like a lot. Do you dabble in any of the Summer League stuff?
Not a lot, maybe here and there. It's such a big business now. It's funny, guys. I'm watching as we speak the Cleveland-Orlando game here in Las Vegas, and the place is packed. And there's not an empty seat in the house. Wow. It used to be $20 watch 6 games, and it would be about 70% full. My daughter, when she was 5, I'm sitting behind Kevin McHale in the stands. She's watching her portable DVD player, and I'm sitting there watching the game and trying to talk with McHale, who's like, "Quit bothering me, young man." Anyway, but I'll say this, man. As far as this game is concerned, I think it goes over 185.5. It's up a point from where it once was. It doesn't bother me. And really, who's wasting time on strategizing to defend the deep perimeter in this game or in most Summer League games? They're showcasing their skills with their young men within the context of team play and trying to understand what that organization is doing. But I still think we see more than 185.5 points. As far as the overall odds to win it all, I think Utah's not a bad play. I think Memphis at plus 950, third favorite to win. You've got Jake LaRabia, who was earlier in Salt Lake. You have Scottie Pippen Jr. You've got Zach Edey. Who's going to guard Zach Edey in the Summer League? He only played in one game in Salt Lake and had 14 points and 15 boards. But I think Memphis isn't bad to win the whole ball of wax. Phoenix, by the way, favored to win their division this regular season. but they're like third highest odds in the summer league. So that should tell you a little bit about this matchup.
Man. Good stuff, Scott. You made a slow day pretty
We
exciting.
appreciate that.
So good job.
No problem. Thanks for having me, guys.
You got it. Have a great weekend. That's Scott Spreitzer joining us. Follow him on Twitter or X at Scott Wins, part of DocSports.com. Coming up, are Midwesterners really that polite? A new poll looked into it, plus football at 50. Roc and Manuch today from Wright Toyota.
Does your standard amount of bucks not cut it? Time to line your pockets with bonus bucks. Fat stacks of cash. Be listening every weekday for your chance to win $1,000. Oh my God! Sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys.
Hey, Arizona, it's your local accident attorney, Kevin Rowe. Results matter, so we want to help you win $1,000. Powered by Lerner and Rowe Accident Attorneys, where we treat you like family. In a wreck, need a check? Call Lerner and Rowe today at 977-1900.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado feature a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. That's why they've won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant and enjoy. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Do you ever have a case of the Mondays? You won't if you tune in to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from 1 till 4 as they broadcast live from the CAZ Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar. That's every Monday from Casino, Arizona.
When you're hurt in a car, truck, or motorcycle wreck, Lerner Rowe will take you from wreck to check, from crash to cash, from accident to whatever rhymes with accident. And we'll help you with all the details in between. We'll help you get to the right doctors, even if you don't have health insurance. We'll help you get your car fixed. We'll help you get your doctor bills paid. And then we'll fight with the insurance companies to get you every dollar you deserve. Hurt in a wreck? Call Lerner and Rowe. We're with you every step of the way.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Arena Sports Grill in Scottsdale on Bell Road is your home for billiards, poker, and trivia. And now the Roc and Manuch Amber by Huss Brewing. Stop by today and experience top sports viewing, off-track betting, daily specials, and ice-cold Roc and Manuch Amber drafts. Arena Sports Grill.
Join the team at the largest towing company in the state, All City Towing. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service personnel. Enjoy benefits like the state's most advanced towing equipment, work schedules, a healthy 401k, employer match, health benefits, employer paid life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Ready to take your career to the next level? Visit us at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is on the move.
You own a plumbing company. You want to provide exceptional customer service while growing your business. Instead, you're dealing with administrative hassles. ServiceTitan can help. Our all-in-one solution for the trades lets you manage every aspect of every job. From scheduling to invoicing, we give you more time and more tools to keep your company running smoothly. ServiceTitan. We help you do more with your plumbing business. Learn how ServiceTitan helps manage your business at ServiceTitan.com. ServiceTitan.com.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Let's get ready for your life.
It's football at 50. The latest top football story trending this hour. Right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeart Radio app.
All right, two quick ones. You may have seen this. The Titans, they added three-time Pro Bowler Jamal Adams, who signed a one-year deal. He's entering his 8th season in the league. Spent the first 3 with the Jets before he got traded to the Seahawks in 2020. He has not made a Pro Bowl since then, and has only played in 10 games over the last couple of seasons because he's been injured. But that is a good pickup for Tennessee.
Yeah, it really is. I mean,
he's healthy.
Still, yeah, that's the whole thing. He just hasn't been on the field. And, just become a bad, defensive back when you move. It just hasn't been healthy. But I like what Tennessee's doing. Tennessee's making some moves to, new staff, new group getting in there and trying to make a push to go not only get to the playoffs, but get beyond and try to make a push for the AFC title.
The NFL is in advanced negotiations to feature pop star Anita as a halftime performer week 1 between the Packers and the Eagles, as they'll be playing in Brazil.
I forgot about that opening game is in Brazil. I don't know who Anita is.
She's a Brazilian pop star singer.
Okay. And apropos for the Brazilians. And the other thing, too, is they're like 4 or 5 hours ahead of us, or as far as the time for that game is concerned. So there's a lot of little minutia surrounding that opening game.
One more football story, but it's more than just football, as the Pac-12 has announced today that they will keep their existing bowl opportunities for both current and former conference members for this year and next year, as they've been working in conjunction with the ACC, Big 12, and Big 10. There's 6 bowl games, which include the Holiday Bowl, the Independence Bowl, the Vegas Bowl, the LA Bowl hosted by Gronk, Tony the Tiger's Sun Bowl, and the Alamo Bowl.
The Holiday Bowl. That's damn good. I mean, that's good for them. The Pac-2, those 2 individuals there. Yeah, I got to tell you what, that's kind of a coup, Rock, that they would be able to hold on or keep their allegiance with all those bowl games. Las Vegas Bowl seems to be a good bowl, but the Holiday Bowl is really the best one out of all those. The Sun Bowl, I don't mean to demean it, but it's a decent bowl. Sun Devils play at that quite a bit. I remember, going, you would have, I went to Alabama U of A game there once. They do, I said to it, Sun Bowl does an outstanding job. Their hospitality, very good job of teams coming in there. And no more trips to Juarez, though. They stopped the Juarez right across the border.
What is that?
Juarez, Mexico, from the border of El Paso. Okay. And there used to be a big thing where they would have they'd bus the players over there. This was when it was safe to go over there, Juarez. And
now they just come over here on their own.
Yeah. Well, they don't bus them over here.
No, they don't need to.
At least I'm aware of.
Doors are open.
Rio Grande is right there.
On this day, 45 years ago in '79, the White Sox hosted the infamous Disco Demolition Night. It was a doubleheader at Comiskey. Fans got in to the game for 98 cents if they brought a disco record. So the LPs would be then stacked in a pile and blown up. And it was one of the Steve Dahl, who was a classic rock DJ for WLUP there. And after he left, 7,000 fans charged the field and continued to throw and burn records. It was an absolute nightmare where the White Sox were forced to forfeit the game because of it.
What a debacle that was. I remember that. I'm getting ready to go to my
great promo at first on the surface.
Yeah.
Rock station, saying, "Oh, we hate disco music and we want you to bring all your disco records and we're going to burn them."
Initially they were going to blow them up. They were going to incorporate dynamite and all this stuff. And I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" But that was the promotion, because I forget the owner at the time. He was one of these big promoter guys, and he owned that team. And it was kind of like, in those days, it was must watch. You had to watch the highlights, and ESPN wasn't even around then to watch the highlights of the news to see all that. But that thing got out of hand quickly. A lot of angry non-disco people in that game.
Hey, our daily digit is 5. What is 5? That is the Pirates pitcher Paul Skeens, who will be the 5th rookie pitcher to start the Major League Baseball All-Star game, as he is joined by Nomo, Valenzuela, Fitterich, and Steinhaus as the other 4. So he is the 5th. So Torey Lovello made that call this morning.
Good for him.
He just called in the Dan Patrick Show and said, "Hey, I'm going to let you know, Dan, who I am starting." And Paul Skeens, who gets it, of course, we know what he did yesterday.
Sure.
Going 7 innings of no-hit baseball.
And Sale scheduled pitch on Sunday, so that probably negated that, kind of forced his hand. Yeah, good for him. I mean, what a great story. Just happens, if Sale would have pitched, did not pitch this weekend, he'd probably have been the starting pitcher. But just still a great story. Young kid, here is his first year. I had thought that Dwight Gooden had made it too, but he did not. But Fernando Valenzuela, and I also think of guys going way back like David Clyde, who came out of high school, but he did not make it as well.
So depending on how well he does, which I hope he does well, are we going to start seeing a run on mustaches?
Who knows?
She's got one of those, a nice full body.
Got the big stash.
Remember when Jax used to have that little baby mustache? He was
Oh,
trying to-
yeah.
I don't know. You got one right now, a little one.
Yeah.
How long have you had that? A month or two?
Oh, I shaved it on Monday, so this
That's
is about a couple of
week?
days. Yeah, about a couple.
No, it's
of
not a
days.
couple. Couple's 2. Today's Friday. That would be 5.
5 days.
5 days.
It's amazing. You get the
So it would take you. So looking at Paul Skeen's
stash.
How long would it take you to grow that?
Probably a month.
Wow.
But hey, I'd rather be less hairy than hairy. You see some people that are like really, really hairy.
Yeah.
Not a good look.
They used
Not-
to call,
not a good look.
they used to call my dad Bear. So my uncle and our
Oh, really?
family used to call him Bear because he's Italian.
Yeah.
So I was Cub.
Oh, I got it.
So a little Cub.
You know, you talk about styles. I can think back when Joe Willie Namath had his Fu Manchu. That was kind of the thing back in the day, going many, many years ago. He had that little Fu Manchu thing going. That was like, if you had that Fu Manchu, if Joe Willie had it, then you had to have it.
But you guys are making fun of me, but you guys don't have any facial hair too. So how long would it take for you guys to grow a mustache like that, let alone a beard?
Probably
a couple weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, good 3 weeks. But mine comes in gray and white now. Everything
1 minute.
Used to come in red, but now my beard and white and gray and we did that. Remember when the Coyotes went to the playoffs?
We grew the beard.
We did the beards. Yeah, wasn't a good look.
Hey, if you're looking to put an electric charger in your car, contact AZ Electrical Family at azelectricalfamily.com. Their phone number is 602-577-1392. They do a great job. Call them, get a quote, any kind of electrical work you need, you're done. They're hard to find. These guys are really good. Family, or they're family, father and son run it, so they do a really good job. azelectricalfamily.com. Coming up, Yogi Roth, who has left the network, and he's got his own gig. We're going to talk to him coming up. It's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Clear.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B has been sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
Over the years, Lerner Rowe has helped over 150,000 injured people recover billions of dollars for their injuries and over $1 billion in the last 5 years alone. What does that mean to you when you're looking for an attorney to handle your personal injury case? That means that Lerner Rowe is a law firm that not only has experience, but the proven results to recover money for your injuries. The insurance companies know which attorneys won't put up a fight. When you call us, we call them, and they know they have to pay.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado feature a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. That's why they've won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant and enjoy. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you right now. Like Alt 2K.
Don't wanna be an American idiot.
Just search Alt 2K and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio.
Free never sounded so good.
Hello, Phoenix. We have some exciting news. Local high school sports has a new home right here on Fox Sports 910 AM. The Coach B and Eternal radio show can now be heard right here on Fox Sports 910 every Sunday morning at 6:30 a.m. Don't miss it.
It's time to roll out the red carpet for, well, new carpet. There's no better time than right now at the Home Depot, where the more you buy, the more you save. Save up to 10% on select special order carpet styles you love from brands you trust. And installation is included on qualifying purchases. Start your carpet project today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Offer valid July 11th through July 28th, 2024. Receive up to 10% off select special order carpet purchases. Minimum purchase required. Exclusions apply. For licenses, see homedepot.com/license numbers.
Ew, gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors, it helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in one wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
Get out of the heat and play at Dukes.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
A huge new game room is open with foosball, pool tables, shuffleboard, darts, and Pop-A-Shot basketball.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
With 3 10-foot TV screens and dozens more big screens, you'll find every game you're looking for.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
Voted best sports bar by New Times.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
3 huge patios on the Greenbelt, all doggy friendly.
Where Dukes, Miller and McDowell. Gotcha. Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting from the Raffy Law Group Studios. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
Have not been over the 500 mark since the 3rd of April. The Diamondbacks hope tonight is the night as they start the final series before the All-Star break. They welcome the Blue Jays to Chase Field. The Snakes have gotten back to 500 by winning 8 of their last 12. Ryan Nelson will be on the mound. It was announced today that ASU and U of A and any other former Pac-12 school now in the Big 12 will keep their bowl game affiliations for the next 2 seasons, including the Alamo Bowl, LA Bowl, and the Las Vegas Independence and Sun Bowls. The Mercury look for a 4th consecutive win as they call on Caitlin Clark in the Indiana Fever this afternoon. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now your chance to win $1,000. Just enter the nationwide keyword BILLS at foxsports910.com. That's BILLS at foxsports910.com.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For tonight, look for an overnight low right around 92 degrees. Slight chance of maybe seeing a few isolated thunderstorms out there. Then for your Saturday, hot right around 112 degrees. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. With Staples Hot Deals, you'll find super low prices on hundreds of items for back to school. Right now, 24-pack Crayola crayons and comp books are just 50 cents each at Staples. Plus, save even more with the Easy Rewards program. In-store only offer NC24 limit 20. Save big on back to school at Staples.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B is sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe.
Yep, I got it.
Iraq and need a check? Make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900 and always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
You're live.
Good Friday to you. Roc and Manuch with you today from Wright Toyota. We also got Jax hanging out with us. We'll have Jax's Rewind in about 15 minutes. Richie holding the fort down at the headquarters.
iHeartRadio Studios.
And he's barely awake.
Rich, hold up okay there, bud?
He's been hanging out.
You got some caffeine you can send my way?
Yeah, Manuch steals free coffee. Well, he steals the coffee every day here at
Skippy, man.
Wright Toyota. But our State 48 Roofing It's Your Call question today. It's National French Fry Day. So what is your top fast food fry? Is it McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, or other? When you can do a write-in on other. So far, the consensus with us is McDonald's.
Yeah, and so far the consensus with the peeps out there, and just go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter. 72.4% said Mickey D's, McDonald's.
Remember when Burger King changed theirs to try to be like McDonald's?
Yeah, they did.
They struck out.
Yeah.
They just kept what they had.
You know, but and other is second at 17.2%.
People are writing in and out, and Raising Cane's.
In-N-Out's overrated fries.
No, it's not.
They're
if they're not over, if they were first on our list, then they'd be overrated. But they're not first; they were 10th.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's
You're
probably
not
why
overrated at 10.
They're the most bland fries that are out there. I don't mind In-N-Out burgers, but the fries are just
top story
pretty
today.
nasty.
Still is the D-backs as they won last night to split the series with the Atlanta Braves. Brandon Pfaadt was outstanding. Just 3 hits over 6 innings. That's what you need from your starter, at least to go 6 innings and only give up 3 hits, no runs. And it was a good night for Gino Suarez once again, as he had the lone run of the night with a dinger in the 5th. And Paul Sewald got his 13th save.
J.J. McCarthy, a couple of nice plays, a great home run saving catch there in the top of the 9th inning, and then he had a nice catch, hell of a catch in the 8th inning. You know what? You look at this team. You know, fielding, pitching, the relief pitching, all came together. I think, and they said it was like the first time in 5 years they won a 1-0 game. That being the Diamondbacks.
Really?
Yeah, first time in 5 years. But, Brandon Pfaadt, only 85 pitches in the 6 innings. Very effective, lots of strikes, keeping the ball down. I quite frankly felt this was probably his best game against one of the better teams in the National League, period. And the Diamondbacks to win the night before and then last night, and to hold this Braves team to just 0 runs. And they had a couple chances, but some great double plays, a couple good catches in the outfield. And you got to like the outfield as far as the speed, as far as saving them runs. Alec Thomas is back, Carroll, Gorell, and this team as far as having that speed to take away home runs and base hits in the gap.
Last night, ESPN had the women's ESPYs going on, and it was a night where
Wait.
I'm sorry.
It was the ESPYs.
The ESPYs.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Was that Freudian slip?
No, it's just there's sometimes you wish you could just get on the airways and say what you want to say.
It was a little obvious.
Like I could
would
say at the refreshment stand, because it was blatant.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at all the awards that ESPN gave out last night, the best team, the best comeback athlete, the best record-breaking performance, the Jimmy V Award, the best athlete in women's sports, the best breakthrough. I mean, I could go on and on. It was all women.
Yeah,
and I think they need to get to the point where they give out awards for each side. And you don't need to go down transgender. Just go each side, male and female, because that's what people are going to do. That that 1% is going to they need to do a transgender ESPYs.
Yeah, could you imagine? You know what? And I think, Rock, to your point, it's blatantly obvious what I think ESPN is doing. And it's almost the point of it's insulting. We get it. Women in sports, I'm all for it. Diversity, I'm all for it. But when it's kind of force-fed and it's like, wow, I mean, that women's team is better than that men's team. I mean, look at the storylines and whatever. It's like they're trying to balance it out. And I'm going, okay, I get it to a point. I understand that to a point.
I do too. But what is it, Manuch? Do you think that there's a board meeting with all these suits in Bristol and they sit around and they say, hey, we need to have 80% of the awards going to women, female. That's our narrative. We need that to happen.
It sure seems it.
It really does.
I'll be very honest. It sure seems. I mean, with the WNBA, which has been force fed. Now, Caitlin Clark has pushed a lot, which has been great.
But to that point though, there are people going absolutely bonkers because she only won 2 awards. She won the best record-breaking performance and the best college athlete women's sports, but she did not win the ESPY for best athlete women's sports.
Yeah, and that went to
the Vegas Star girl.
Yeah, I mean, I sometimes I think it's
I never even heard of.
Yeah, I think it's so obvious when you have the men and women going back and forth together in the same category, and you see, okay, they're taking the South Carolina women's team over this team or that, and you kind of go, wait a second, I know you're trying to balance it out, ESPN, but it's like,
okay, all right, I don't have a problem with the South Carolina. They went 38-0.
Okay, they did.
If UCLA was undefeated, they would have got it, right? I mean, you got a team that has gone a perfect 38-0. They win the national championship. They beat Iowa and Caitlin Clark in that title game. I mean, that I thought I'm okay with that one. That's the only one I think I'm okay.
Yeah.
You cannot deny that magical type of season. And it is women's college basketball, something I don't watch and won't ever watch.
And I guess that the not that I have a rub against it, I respect that, but I sit there and go, okay, look at the men's competition versus what that team ended up doing.
UConn repeated.
Exactly. And that's some whole thing.
That's hard to do.
How hard that is to repeat in college sports, any sport in particular, and to come back, and they did it. They cruised in order to do. Dan Hurley, that team cruised. They had a good first half. So moved from there.
So best team men's, best team women, right?
Well, yeah. If that's, you know what, why not? You know, if that's what you're going to do, because when you go the men's versus the women's, I don't know how you compare that. I know they're undefeated, but that's UConn's basketball. They were dominant.
That is pretty cool. I want to play some sound from last night. Nick Saban had a great quote during his acceptance speech. He won the Icon Award, rightfully so. Here he is from last night on the ESPYs on ABC.
And the one thing my dad told me when I was a young kid in West Virginia, that was the most important part of your character, is have compassion for other people. People aren't going to remember what you say. They're going to remember how you made them feel.
If that's the case, Nick, I met you at the Rose Bowl.
I know this story.
In the elevator. I'm wearing a Fiesta Bowl jacket, and it's just you and I in the elevator, and I reached over. I went over and I just said, "Hey, Coach Saban, nice to meet you. You know, I love your work." That was the year that they weren't in it. He was doing some color analysts, and he just nodded his head, just like saying yes, or just
Did
nodded.
he shake your hand?
No.
Wow.
And I just and then the elevator opened, and I'm like saying to myself, at least I'm not asking for an autograph. I mean, I had a credential. I had a Fiesta Bowl jacket on, not a yellow jacket, but just a Fiesta Bowl.
So wait a second. So he didn't.
He nodded his head in acknowledgement.
And didn't say, "Hey, thank you for all you do."
Because I said, "Good morning, Coach."
Yeah,
Coach. I love your work, kind of thing. And he just nodded.
Hey, Nick, how about we practice what we preach here?
Well, that was also 10 to 15 years ago.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, think about that, Rock. I mean, that lasting impression of, hey, Nick Saban's a great guy.
Exactly.
He saw me in the elevator. He shook my hand.
That same day, again, wearing a pullover, a Fiesta Bowl pullover,
right.
I ran into Johnny Manziel.
Right.
Got my picture taken with Johnny, shook his hand. And now after watching the Johnny Manziel documentary, I just watched it the other night. I had no idea.
He's come a long way.
Well,
he's come a long way from where he was.
Yeah, he lives in Scottsdale.
Yeah, but you know what?
But to Nick say, the way he gave that quote.
And look, I admire Nick Saban, what he says, what he preaches. A lot of stuff that he says I listen to, and you kind of go, okay, that makes sense, because he really is speaking to young men and women, athletes.
Yeah,
he speaks into their life, which I think is great. But I mean, that's a little thing that. Well, wait a second. You didn't hardly acknowledge me. I mean, not that's going to go anywhere.
But that's
beside the airwaves.
It's unfortunate because we all have run into athletes or celebrities, and they kind of give you the brush.
Sure. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you don't like that. You don't like that person because they didn't sign something for your kid, or they didn't acknowledge you, and it's unfortunate. But just think about it. You got to be on 24/7.
You do.
You're gonna piss off some people. I don't know how Charles does it. Barkley, he can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
But he's the first. I mean, you see the stuff that they post online with Shaq. Every day he stops and takes pictures for everybody and gives back to the community like more than anybody.
Hey, Jack, earlier coming out of retirement, going to do the Celebrities Wheel of Fortune. When you and I interviewed him almost 18, 19 years ago out there at Peoria Stadium with the Independent League, he was an owner. He was like, it was like pulling teeth. Like, well, I guess I got to do this with you guys. Well, I'm sorry, Pat, but we're trying to promote your league. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
I mean, like, geez, so Pat, what a jackass you are.
You watch Wheel for the last 15 years going, what a jerk.
No, you do it. Matter of fact, I'm like, and then he was.
And you don't know what kind of day he had.
What the thing was, but it was funny. When he left, he was like, hey, guys, thanks again. I think he kind of caught himself. And he was, thanks for having me. And it was kind of like a half-hearted thank you. Well, you bet, Pat. We're just trying to help your league out.
We've struck out with Chuck Liddell. We've struck out with Godfrey.
Yeah.
Who's the guy he's no longer with? Saturday Night Live. He hosted the the news.
I know you're talking about.
Anyway, he passed away a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Gilbert Godfrey?
No,
we had
Gilbert
him on.
He was a knucklehead.
Chuck Liddell was horrible.
Chuck Liddell. Well, in fact, I think we wrapped up Chuck quickly. It was very difficult. I think Gilbert Godfrey, Tempe Improv, so we were promoting Tempe Improv, and the guys would come through. I know you're talking about the other guy that passed away. And we were promoting, those guys would be on that weekend. So Gilbert Gottfried and the other guy that, his name escaped. And it was like, yeah, I guess I got to do this. Yeah, I'm going to be there. And we did, matter of fact, I got to commend Rock. He wrapped up Liddell and Godfrey within 5 minutes. We're like, okay, well, we appreciate the time, and we moved on from that. Because people, if they hear that, think of the true colors of that actor, comedian, or that football player, baseball player. That first impression is all you got, and that's the last. So a lot of people go, man, he might be a good actor, might be a good a comedian, but he sure is a jerk when you get him aside from here and there. So,
yeah. God, I'm trying to figure out who our guy is. I'm looking, I can't find him. I'm like, shoot.
Yeah, he was part of the news anchor, one of the news anchors many years ago on Saturday Night Live. So, but to that point, we've met a lot of guys and gals over the year, and heck, I got to tell you, Jack, we even met Fergie over the phone at a barbecue when we didn't know who the Black Eyed Peas were, and she jumps on our good buddy. Reggie Williams, who did the Dirty Bird for the Atlanta Falcons. He's at a barbecue in L.A. and he goes, "Hey, you guys want to talk to Fergie?" And Rock and I look at each other. Well, we know who Black Eyed Peas are, but we know that the lead singer was Fergie. Nice as could be. What a nice impromptu interview that was.
Yeah, it was Jamal Anderson.
That's it. Yeah.
Not Richie Williams. Hey, we got Jackson's Rewind Raw talking some Pac-12 and Big 12 as he will join us at 3:30. But Jackson's Rewind is next. They're out here, Roy Toyota. It's Fox Sports 910.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
On I-17 southbound, we have
I'll try my best.
off to the right near Northern Avenue, but that's why you're slow as you approach Peoria from the north.
You're doing the show tomorrow?
Avenue, just east of I-17, we've got a crash.
Cool, I'll be here.
Also Central at Osborne.
This report is sponsored by Desert Diamond West Valley.
I don't think I'm actually going to be doing the show.
Competitive
Need an electric charger installed or a TV?
It's hard if you're only here.
Miss this week of Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Our fine rookie Jackson Groff has you covered.
This is exactly what I've been waiting for.
Jack puts it all together. The best, the worst, and in his mind, the funniest moments from this week's shows. This is Jackson's Rewind exclusively on Fox Sports 910.
All right, we turn it over to Jax as we recap the week with myself, Manuch, and Jimmy B. Richie's helping out. She'll be back next week. And he usually adds a couple to the list, but this is all Jax today.
Still looking for a sponsor.
Yep.
If anyone out there wants to still sponsor,
keep going.
Jax Rewind.
$5
been around
a week
for about a year and a half, 2 years. Yeah, exactly.
$5.
A lot of Jimmy B today. In the first one, we talked about wide receivers on Monday and brought up Jerry Rice's name. And Jimmy likes to flex once in a while on the show, and he wants to let people know that he knows certain things. And for those out there, Jimmy B knows where Jerry Rice went to college, if you didn't know.
How big was Jerry Rice? I mean, because Marvin Harrison is 6'4", 205.
Right, Rice is roughly 6'2", and when he came out of Mississippi Valley State, if memory serves
That's
me
correct where he
correctly.
went. Yeah.
Yep, that's where he went to school.
You just try to you just say that you just do that because you want to sound smart.
That's a flex once in a while, right?
No,
No,
that's
I
flex.
was just-
That's exactly what he's doing. It's like most people listen to
What?
sports radio. They know where
No, they
Jerry
don't.
Rice went to school.
No,
Yes,
they don't.
do.
No, they don't.
You're not listening to talk radio if you didn't know where he went to school.
Yeah,
he's
he was-
one of the best, if not the
He's
best receiver of all time. So most people know where he's from.
No, they don't.
Oh,
First of
come
all,
on,
he was talking about
Jimmy.
Jax, did you know where Jerry Rice went to college?
He played receiver in
I know
college.
he did.
Yeah, he's about $1.85 to answer your question, Rock. He's probably about $1.85. He grew, got bigger. He just
Yeah,
got
that was easy.
stronger.
See, that's all you, Jimmy. You
Yeah.
get 185 rock.
About 185.
That's all I needed.
The Rock Jimmy banner is the greatest.
Well, I mean, he's flexing, and I'm like tired of it. I'm like, just land the plane and just tell me, I asked him,
My memory
what was
serves
his
me
weight?
correctly.
And God forbid, I'm the one that landed the plane and gave me the quick answer.
Gee, that's unusual.
See how far I've come, Rock?
So on yesterday's show, Jimmy B was talking about him doing a little prep work and him saying that he was up early this morning watching the Scottish Open, and it brought to attention Rock for a potential segment of Jimmy B saying all the names of the leaderboard, because there's some names on there, and I wish Rock you would say the leaderboard for
I
the Scottish
can't read.
Open.
My mom was a teacher. I have the worst
He's saving
pronunciation.
the insult of his mother.
So
Trust
here's
me.
Jimmy B, and for all aspiring play-by-play announcers out there and commentators, this is why Jimmy B was one of the best. This is why he was on ESPN. Is for this.
But you look at this leaderboard. All right, open up. You know how to do this. So just log on and go leaderboard. You put he's got Scottish Open leaderboard.
Okay.
And I want you to pronounce
Okay.
the number 2, the number 3, tied for 3. I want you to announce. I want you to announce all the guys that are tied for 3rd.
Over
Here you go, Jimmy.
Come on, walk over here.
Jeez Louise. The first names are tough.
Well, okay.
All right, so who's first?
Right now, Justin
Okay,
Thomas,
who's second?
Sanjay M,
Okay, who's
Maximilian Kiefer, Hao Tong Lee, Thomas Dietrich, Ludwig Oberg, Justin Lower,
Who's tied for 8? The couple of guys tied for 8.
Ugo Kossord, and Davis Thompson. Then you have Yannick Paul. I can do down
All right, we're good.
Okay, I was just
All the other ones get easier.
see. So I did bring something to the show
Yeah,
today.
so we had to set you up.
That's every day.
He did pretty good off the cuff with some of those names, but
Dude, he nailed him. I mean, I was going to go through the leaderboard, but I couldn't pronounce 8 of the 10.
he was up early. I mean,
He said he was watched it. That's why I threw that in his face.
bright and early.
He
Right?
didn't know how to call it up on his laptop.
So that's not the only thing that he brought to the show. He brought the Scottish Open, but he also brought his own dad joke. Before that, I think this is one of the best transitions in all of radio. Here's Rock in one of the funniest transitions in radio.
FX came out today and said that they have a limited series called American Sports Story, and it has to do with Aaron Hernandez. And the first 2 episodes are going to happen September 17th, and they're going to examine the rise and the fall of, speaking of Rushmore,
Right,
from Miami,
Yeah.
a former NFLer and Aaron Hernandez. I'm anxious to see.
So the intrigue for me is
Bad guy.
is what it's
I don't have to do dad jokes.
Well, I would love it.
Why don't you guys do something on the show?
Okay.
Drive us to this.
All right, then. I'll do a dad joke.
No, I have them. I'm ready.
Well, I'll add one right now. So I'm sitting at the refreshment stand with a buddy of mine, and a fracas breaks out behind him, and he gets hit in the back of the head with a can. I asked him, I said, dude, you okay? He says, yeah, I'm fine. It was a soft drink.
not bad to set you up.
All right, stop it.
He's been sitting on that, I'm sure, for
He's had that joke for at
long
least a year since I'm doing the dad jokes on Thursday.
long time waiting on that because he's into the dad joke. We love the dad jokes, by the way, Rock. At our era,
Mine were good yesterday.
they were very good.
Aaron Hernandez. Oh, dad jokes.
Well, because
I
I didn't
wish
know
I
where
could
I
read
didn't
your
know.
mind.
From an Aaron Hernandez to a dad joke.
Why didn't you set me up?
Well, we could have gone down a really
Deep
dark hole.
Yes, we
with
could have.
Aaron Hernandez, and all of a sudden I remembered that, hey, this is the time we're supposed to be doing the dad joke.
Well, And we were just kind of sitting there waiting because the lineup said
I don't
dad
know why
jokes.
you can't just say, Rocky,
Well,
you knew him or not?
We thought you were going to pregnant
I am
pause.
always prepped.
Yeah,
I will always have my portion of the program. I will have it ready.
Did you have a Jimmy B moment? Just kind of forgot we were going to dad jokes at that point in time?
No, we were talking about something else.
Well,
I was filling time like I always do.
I thought you wanted to go down there in Hernandez hole because of the individual and the
That was
character.
just the random fact of the day.
He was. And by the way, that you said it's coming out on Netflix, I think, here.
FX.
FX. Unfortunate, but a lot of folks will be surprised. The darkness.
I saw yesterday Muhammad Ali. There's going to be a new documentary on him.
Anything Muhammad Ali wise?
Oh, I'll watch. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
By the way, real quick, and I'll get back to Jax, but I still don't understand the ESPYs yesterday. They made reference to Willie Mays passing away, Walton passing away, Jerry West, but they don't mention OJ.
Well, I think from that particular standpoint, rightfully so. They're not going to, a criminal for what he did, and they're not going to just. Now, I understand what you're saying. Okay, why would they not acknowledge a former Heisman Trophy winner
In the memoriam.
That's
all it was. So it's just like boom. It's literally 3 seconds.
Yeah, I don't think.
It's a sports show.
Here's what I think.
Entertainment.
They don't want anybody booing from the audience.
Okay, so it would have been a boo for a minute.
Well,
30
I know.
seconds, 10 seconds.
I don't think they want to bring attention to OJ at all.
Yeah.
And by not putting that up there and bringing attention to him.
It's like talking baseball and the baseball greats and not mentioning. All right, this is a little bit of.
Well, you got to remember, Rock. You got a guy that's a murderer.
Okay, I understand that.
Civil suit,
but you
convicted
can't.
murderer.
But you can't take away what he did as a player.
Sure, you can.
Why can't you?
Because
Pete Rose. I mean, how can you talk baseball without talking what he did?
Okay, if
or his numbers. I mean. So
well,
I'm talking about what he did as an athlete.
Oh, I get that. I understand. But I'm talking you about a guy that was convicted of a murder in a civil trial, and they're not going to show that murder.
I see that side too. I just don't think it would have been that much of a big deal to at least a quick little. These are all the superstars that passed away.
Here's what I think. Damned if you do, damned if you don't, because we're talking
about
it.
You're right.
Because
we live in a sensitive world now, and I get it.
And if they did show him, how dare they show OJ Simpson?
There would be half the country saying that, half the country the other way.
I could see that.
All right, Jack. Sorry.
One last clip. Brock brought a clip yesterday of Donald Trump proposing a potential match between Biden and Trump in a golf match. Jimmy B decided to discuss about it, and Rock's also convincing him to,
Vice President Trump?
Another gaffe.
No Vice President Trump, but it is Joe Biden and Trump that Jimmy B decided to talk about. So I'm going to stop talking and just play this clip.
If Biden did win, let's say, and he owed $1 million as charity, I just okay, we need you to cut that check on the spot right now. We'll clear it on the spot, and we'll send it in.
You don't think he has it? Oh no, he's got it.
He doesn't pay people off.
He just steals from charity.
He doesn't pay the charity.
This guy is so blinded.
Here's what
We'll see what happens in November.
Rock,
Joe won't be even around.
No, he won't be. He won't be. No,
won't be.
No, I don't.
So who's going to run?
I have no idea.
But you don't think it'll be him?
I don't think it'll be him.
All right.
Yeah, I have no
Jimmy,
idea.
wait. The other day you were promoting Biden to stay in there. Now you're saying he's not going to be in there.
You're starting to see.
I'm starting to see the light.
It's good. You're starting to sleep on the right side of the bed.
No, hell no. You got
what side are you on, Jimmy?
You got a freaking crook and a felon who's 78 years old and is getting dementia. You got an 81-year-old. Oh, he has it.
Yeah.
Trump has it. And then you got an 81-year-old who can't put two freaking words together. Look, I'm older than both of those dopes. And here I am doing this godforsaken radio show.
So we found out in that clip, the most important thing is nothing to do with politics.
None.
Jimmy will not tell us how old he is. So with that clip, he is older than Joe Biden.
Damn.
And he's doing great. He's golfing right now.
Great. Absolutely. For an 84-year-old guy.
Golfs at 10, 11 o'clock during the day.
Yeah. Yeah, he wears double gloves, though, Rock, because he sweats right through those gloves. You got to make sure that. But, yeah, so officially,
Anyway,
so Jimmy B's 81 years old plus, or thereabouts. Great job there, Jax.
And I had a meeting at lunch and walking out. He's like, hey, you going to beat up Jimmy today? Oh, he's off.
Oh, bless his heart.
Oh, man. Hey, we're out here at Wright Toyota, right on the corner, right on the price, Wright Toyota. Coming up, we're to catch up with former Pac-12 Network football analyst Yogi Roth, talk about his new podcast, The Y Option. And we're going to talk about Oregon State and Washington State and what his thoughts are, what's going to happen with those two schools that are still in the Pac-12. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B continues right here on Fox Sports 910.
What's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix?
Sons have re-signed unrestricted free agent Josh Okogie to a reported 2-year deal worth $16 million. He's entering his 7th NBA season. He averaged just over 6 points per game over the last 2 years. Then he backs open a 3-game series with the Blue Jays tonight. Their final before the All-Star break. Ryan Nelson will get the ball. Torey Lovello, the manager of the NL team for the All-Star game next week, has chosen Pirates rookie right-hander Paul Skeens his starting pitcher. The Mercury begin a 3-game road trip in Indiana as they battle Caitlin Clark in the Fever. The team announced their new practice facility will have 2 courts named for Diana Taurasi. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker and Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For tonight, look for an overnight low right around 92 degrees. Slight chance of maybe seeing a few isolated thunderstorms out there. Then for your Saturday, hot right around 112 degrees. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Blue Sky Pest Control.
Blue Sky Pest Control technicians might not be the next boy band, but they can make your pests go bye, bye, bye. 602 Blue Sky today. Hello, Blue Sky. Goodbye, pest.
Life's a sprint, and you need a quick pick-me-up. Meet G2G Protein Bars, the ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether you're hustling in the office, enjoying a day on the links, or conquering the daily grind, G2G is your perfect fuel. Score an 8-pack at your local Costco's refrigerated section, or explore amazing flavors at G2GBar.com. Quick, delicious, and power-packed. G2G Protein Bars, setting the pace for your energetic lifestyle.
What's up, guys? Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing. Monsoon season is here, which means my team and I are ready to serve you and your family. Go to state48roofing.com, scan the QR code below. We'll see you up on your roof.
There are many signs that you may be in financial trouble. Late mortgage payments, paying bills from your retirement account, or paying one credit card with another. If you're experiencing financial hardship, bankruptcy may be right for you. The credit industry wants you to believe that bankruptcy is bad and will destroy your credit forever, but that's just not true. At Lerner & Rowe Law Group, we'll take the time to carefully examine your situation and develop a plan that is right for you. Call Lerner & Rowe Law Group today for a free consultation.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Sean Forster, managing attorney.
Hey, it's Jax, co-host of Take the Points, the only local sports gambling radio show in Arizona. Tune in every Saturday from 11 to 1, live right here from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Let's cash some tickets.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado feature a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. That's why they've won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant and enjoy. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Small commitment at least 1 day a week helps reduce ground-level ozone pollution and helps us all breathe easier. Avoid idling, turn off your engine when waiting in pickup lines and drive-thrus. Commit to 1 day and help keep ozone away. Visit maricopa.gov/AQ to learn how you can help.
Buying a new car might make you can't believe it.
Seriously? Is this real life?
But what you really need to say is, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there to help you choose the coverage you need.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
All right, I got him.
Sarah Spain for iHeart Women's Sports, presented by Elf Beauty. 25 years ago on July 10th, Brandi Chastain scored the game-winning goal to lead the U.S. women's national soccer team past China in the World Cup at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. The 99ers World Cup winning team will be honored when the current U.S. women's national squad plays a friendly against Mexico on Saturday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern, continuing their prep for Paris. For more women's sports stories, subscribe to Good Game with Sarah Spain on iHeart Podcasts.
When it comes to women in sports, Elf Beauty is all about leveling the playing field. The same goes for the boardroom, where Elf is one of only 4 publicly traded U.S. companies with a board that's 2/3 women and 1/3 diverse. Learn more at elfbeauty.com.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com.
You're live.
All right, let's get right to it. Joining us now on the Right to the Guest line, former Pac-12 Network football analyst, proud Pittsburgh Panther, now the host of the new podcast, Y Option. Manuch?
Well, here it is. Y is the designation for the tight end. So if you say split right, 63, X post corner, Y option, that's your tight end. He's got the option to go inside, outside, or up the field. Depends on the coverage, Rock.
So Yogi Roth joins us now. Of course, Yogi, Y Option. Did Manuch break that down right?
Yeah, nailed it. Nailed it. Nailed it. And that's a big part of why we launched it, fellas. It's going to be you're going to dig it. It's college football through the lens of the West Coast. I just dropped our first episode with Mike Yam and Ashley Adamson. Part 2 is going to drop on Monday, where we reflect on the Pac-12 and talk about kind of the fallout, to be quite honest with you, of the Pac-12 and how we all processed it. And Mike in particular, as he went through everything he went through in the pandemic, where they didn't bring him back. So it's been fun. And over the course of the season last year, when everything was kind of going down, I said, where are these fans? Like, what's the options for Arizona State to hear their story? Because there's no Big 12 network, as we all know. I was looking for my own option. I grew up in the West Coast offense. So I said, yeah, let's create this show, give it a fun little name, and launch this bad boy. So that's what I'll be doing during the week, and then I'll be calling games every Saturday.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Yogi Roth here with Roc and Manuch. Media Day, you had Big 12, you had Mountain West, and you had the Pac-12. And I know you were at all of them, and you were hosting the Pac-12 one. What kind of crowd did you have for that?
The Pac-12 one was awesome. I mean, I know it's kind of like, what were they doing? We wanted to do something for the schools, and
yeah,
when I had a chance to connect with Commissioner Gould, it was like, let's think outside the box, and she did, and her team did, and it was a beautiful opportunity because all of the national media were there. I really think of all my time covering these two schools, no one ever went to a media day to learn from these two. Like, if Mike Leach would have been fun to hear from, but he went because of USC and Oregon and Stanford and UW, like some of the bigger brands when they were rolling. But now everybody's actually, I think, leaning into these schools. I've been calling them America's team because everybody knows they got screwed by no fault of their own. All they've done is win, really. I mean, they haven't won national championships, but they go to bowl games, they have success, they have first-round players. So it was loaded. It was probably 40 to 50 national media members from major outlets. All the bowl partners were there. And then the way they did it was pretty unique. It was the coaches for a Q&A with me, and then the media. It was the players. But then they brought back some greats like Ryan Leaf and Jack Thompson and Steven Jackson. And they went to town on like the pride they have for their university. So it was cool, man. It was different. It was fun. There was cocktails. We played a movie. We created a short film about the history of the two schools, the past, present, and future. So it was unique. It was probably definitely the most fun media day I've ever been to because they're all pretty much the same thing, rinse and repeat.
So Yogi, a two-part question here. What is it you're gonna take from the Pac-12 that you can move forward? And second of all, your greatest memory of covering the Pac-12?
Yeah, no doubt. Well, I think number one, the thing I'm going to take is the people, figuratively and literally. I mean, Jim Thornby is an Arizona grad who's also the co-founder of Y Option, and he's the guy running the whole thing. So I've been working with him for 12 years. So taking one of him, which is great, we get to go do this thing together. I'm going to call games with Ashley and be there at the Big Ten Network next year. So the people is the biggest thing I think about. And then my greatest memory is probably doing things like this, just connecting to people. I mean, I remember calling great games, and whether it was at USC or at the Rose Bowl, like things I dreamt about doing as a kid, like, of course, Christian McCaffrey and Reggie Bush and coaching at SC. There's so many that I probably should write a book someday because it's just so vast and so enjoyable and full of obvious drama over the course of the last 2 years or so, unfortunately. But I think I net out with just gratitude, man. Like, I'm so thankful. I have a 9-year-old now. He's our oldest, and I watch him play in the backyard, and I think back when I was that age, and I was calling my own games. And this place gave me that chance, that opportunity that's now led me to new opportunities. So just a lot of love for everybody there, and sadness that it's not what it could have been.
And the other thing too is a lot of folks don't realize you've been a part of Elite 11 with the top quarterbacks in the nation year in and year out. You've been doing that for many, many years. As you think back, and I had a couple there, the Tyler Shucks of the world and some of those guys like that. When you look at how they evolved into the Pac-12, or how they've evolved, and now that they've moved on to the National Football League, or the Bo Nixes, the Tyler Shucks, all those individuals, where do you take and you watch them from where they were in high school to where they're at now, to them moving on to pro football?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, Jared Goff might be one of my favorite players of all time. And, I had a chance to get a coffee with him a couple months ago here in LA. And yeah, I remember him being 160 pounds, spinning it in Northern California at a regional, and then doing what he did as a number one pick. And now I think he's a real MVP candidate, having gone through a lot. I think he's entering his 8th or 9th year in the NFL. So I think of that at the Elite 11. Also think of the guys you missed on, right? Like Justin Herbert was injured. He never came. But then I remember going to training camp. I interviewed 3 quarterbacks his freshman year at training camp. None of them were him. He ended up starting by midseason and being the draft pick that he was and the player that he is in the NFL. And then guys like Tyler. Like I saw his tweet the other day, which was like, I promise it's the final run, or something like that. But what an experience.
Sure.
A guy with, you could argue, has the best hair in the history of Elite 11 quarterbacks. But he went from, being a highly recruited player, went through his fair share of challenging times and adversity at Oregon, to then an injury, to then finding like the love of his life, to now ending up at Louisville. Like, what a journey that no one could expect. And I think this year's class, you go DJ Uyunglele, he's entering his final year of college, and Bryce Young is entering his second year in the NFL, and they were both in the same recruiting class. So there's the stories. It's like I tell the kids every year. We just finished Elite 11 a couple weeks ago again, and I told the parents this, verbatim, that the one thing you can guarantee is that it's not going to go as you imagine. And Chris Peterson told me that a couple years ago, and I've stolen that line with a ton of pride.
Yogi Roth joining us. Got a new podcast out there called the Y Option. You got to check it out. What do you tell, or what kind of message do you give the fan base for Washington State and Oregon State as you look at their schedule? Couple, they have, I saw Purdue on the schedule for Oregon State. I think I saw Texas Tech, for Washington State, or vice versa. But when you look at what do you give that fan base? Because it's essentially a Mountain West schedule.
Yeah, well, I say, one, I hear you and I feel you. And as Jack Thompson said, like, I think his quote was like, we're pissed and we want to kick everybody's what, and they should. And I think the team has embodied that. I also think that thankfully college football has expanded the playoff. And I think it actually gives them a great opportunity. I mean, even when it all went down last year, I can't tell you how many times Jonathan Smith and I talked, and I said, hey, go be Boise. Go be Chris Peterson. And every year you're going to be 11-1 or 12-0 and go to the playoff, and have a great life and go kill it there. And I hope he does that at Michigan State. But I think it's the same thing for Trent Bray now. It's the same thing for Jake Dickert, because they're going to be favored in their games. Now, any of us who follow Mountain West football know that Fresno State and Wyoming, like, that's a tough out now. Like, that is some old school. They're going to punch you in the face. They're going to be well schemed. I mean, none of these are going to be easy for them. Going to Boise, as Jake Dickert said, is more challenging than going to some schools that have not filled up stadiums in the Pac-12. And I would agree. I think going to Fresno State on a Saturday night is much harder than going to Stanford on a Saturday night, or going to Cal in recent years, or UCLA, or a lot of these schools that, quite frankly, just never filled it up. So it won't be easy. They'll have a bullseye from those schools, but I think that, at least for Wazoo, among those two, they got a real chance to beat their rival. I wouldn't be shocked if they won the Apple Cup, and I think if they do that, they'll be America's favorite team, and how can't they be?
And, Yogi, we talk about sometimes the rich continue to get richer with the NIL that's out there, what have you, and the latest, a pill court giving the opportunity for maybe college players becoming employees coming down the pike. And Rock and I talked about it. I had my HR hat on yesterday because I did that for many years at Motorola. And I said, well, if this happens, NCAA, number one, will be kaput, I think. But maybe that becomes a level playing field, because budgets for these certain colleges will be able to pay players even more so besides the NIL. I just want to get your thoughts about this latest ruling that that college athletes could become, employees of that campus?
Yeah, I'm not as well versed as you are, as the HR executive that you once were, brother. But I will say that from what I've read and what I understand, the thing that I hope doesn't happen is that they eliminate walk-ons. That's a stump that I'm gonna be on and go hard on, because you and I both know that it's harder to earn a scholarship in college than it is in high school.
2 minutes
in this era, and I've seen it too many times. You guys have as well, with what recruiting is and how players are, in my opinion, majority aren't prepared to navigate the emotional and or realities that go with recruiting visits as early as they're becoming. The money that's now in NIL. I talked to a coach the other day, and he's recruiting a player, and he kept asking the player why he kept taking the visit to the same school on an unofficial. And he goes, "Well, coach, every time I go, I get 10 grand." I just don't think the world that the players are living right now, they're prepared to navigate unless they got great people around them. Because then when they get to college, they get hit in the face, and it's tough. So what do walk-ons do? Walk-ons are the ones that hit them in the face. And I think that walk-ons have not only proven to be players, and I say that, of course, biased as a former walk-on who got a scholarship and played, etc., but they're also future leaders and, hopefully a future president. Like, we need more and more people to meet sports and meet the adversity that they have and then go find success. I mean, you look at a lot of the top successful people in business around the country, around the valley where you guys are, a lot of them are walk-ons, and found their way to get a scholarship and learn how to compete and push some scholarship players. If we go this employment route, I understand that. And part of me says, yeah, they should, because it's so chaotic. But God, if we're going to start to eliminate opportunities and dreams of so many players that grow up being a part of this thing or dreaming to be a part of it, I think you're going to lose a lot of the pageantry around it. And I'm worried about that, because I think if I'm a fan and they're employees and they're 16, 17, 18, and then you fire that employee because now you can, then you're bringing a new employee. We're already battling that these young men are wearing helmets. I told my 11 this again. I told a couple locker rooms this offseason. I said, look, let's be real. You guys are number one rankings. What was your recruiting ranking? 2, you already put on a helmet, and now a lot of you are just a transaction to a fan. So we have to take the helmet off and really compete to tell your story, because people need to know your story, because it's beautiful and it's powerful and it's inspirational. And the more and more this goes down the road of being employees, the less and less we get away from the things that we love. So I hope there's somebody in those rooms that are competing to make sure that college athletes, and I'm not old school in that way, but like the stories of these college athletes continue to get told versus, hey, it's the business of college athletics that continues to get bumped up and promoted.
We got to continue to give them options, or in this case, a Y option.
There we go. I like it, man. I like it.
Oh, geez.
Couldn't resist there, Yogi.
Cheesy, Manuch. Yogi, great stuff as always. We are excited about the next chapter in your career, and we hope that we can talk to you during the entire football season, because you definitely bring it, and we appreciate what you do. So thanks so much for some time today. Have a good weekend.
Okay. Talk to you soon, guys.
Yogi Roth, the host of the podcast Y Option. You can follow him on Twitter, X, at Yogi Roth. He's brought to you today by Twin Peaks. This Monday, I should say, it's the Bikini Week costume party at all 5 locations. They got specials on all your favorite brews and beverages, like the 29-degree drafts. They'll keep you cool. They get the refreshing cocktails and cheap shots. It's all next week at Twin Peaks. We're going to finish up, tell you what's on tap as here at Wright Toyota. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
There is an accident Central Avenue at Osborne. Also a crash, Cave Creek Road at Union Hills. A wreck on Buckeye Road at 24th Street. And an accident 27th Avenue at the Loop 101.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Don't miss up to 70% off select major appliances at the Lowe's closeout event. But hurry, these deals are too good to last, because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 8/7 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Join the team at the largest towing company in the state, All City Towing. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service personnel. Enjoy benefits like the state's most advanced towing equipment, set work schedules, a healthy 401k employer match, health benefits, employer-paid life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Ready to take your career to the next level? Visit us at AllCityTowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is on the move.
If you haven't tried G2G protein bars, today is the day. Find them in your local Costco's refrigerated section or online at g2gbar.com. Incredible taste and packed with protein. They are perfect for your on-the-go lifestyle. Check them out today.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado feature a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. That's why they've won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant and enjoy. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
It's right for Wright Toyota. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, check out Wright Toyota and WrightToyota.com. We broadcast there every Friday from 1 to 4, so stop by, say hello. Right on the price, right on the selection, WrightToyota.com.
In the market for an electric charger for your place? Looking to upgrade your under cabinet or closet lighting? Look no further than Arizona Electrical Family. From service calls to new home installations, home remodels, and even TV mounting, we've got you covered. Visit azelectricalfamily.com or call 602-577-1392 to learn more about our comprehensive services and to schedule your free quote today. Power up with the best. Visit azelectricalfamily.com to book your free quote now. AZ Electrical Family. Quality service you can trust.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture with daily use.
The wait is over. Dell Technologies Black Friday and July deals are live. Check out incredible savings on select laptops and more, like the XPS 15, powered by Intel Core processors. The XPS 15 brings you the perfect balance of power and portability, plus stellar visuals and immersive sound. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to exceptional tech and electronics, plus free shipping on everything. Don't miss out on Black Friday and July savings at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
It's the Lerner and Rowe. One call, that's all. Call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
Olsen hits a fly ball deep the other way. McCarthy to the track, to the wall. And Jake has got it. Oh, boy.
You're live.
Wow. Jake McCarthy to the wall and left. And he just robbed Madelson of a home run.
Mentioned earlier, Olsen would prefer to pull the ball, but he gives this one a ride all the way to the warning track. Jake McCarthy up and over the wall. What a play.
Big time. That saved the tying run at the top of the ninth, and the Diamondbacks went on to win 1-0. And they split the series with Atlanta Blue Jays in town for the next three. Tonight, 6:40. That's what's on tap on the MLB Network.tv. Tomorrow, they'll go 7:10, and then Sunday, 1:10. Tomorrow night, you got Suns and Warriors on ESPN2 at 8 o'clock. And then the Major League Baseball Draft, Day 1, is on Sunday as well. That'll start at 4 o'clock on ESPN and the Major League Baseball Network. And for you soccer fans, the Euro Final, it'll start with England and Spain at noon on Fox 10, and then Copa America Final, the finale with Argentina and Colombia right after at 5. So there you have it. That is what's on tap for this weekend.
Our State 40 Roofing, get your call question of the day for a free quote, repair, or installation. Head to state40roofing.com, and you can follow them on social media by searching hashtag Sexy Roof Status. So today, basically, it's National French Fry Day. Which fast food restaurant has the best French fries? You can go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter. Is it McDonald's? Is it Wendy's? Is it Burger King or other? So far, you all have voted. 73.3% said McDonald's. 16.7% said other, where Wendy's was 6.7% and Burger King 3.3%. So go and have some fries on Roc and Manuch. Again, you go vote @Roc and Manuch on Twitter.
And by the way, I mean, just about every fast food place has some kind of special going on. You know, if you want fries, if you want to get free fries. I mean, I think McDonald's is doing, download the app, and then $1 and you get a free fry.
Sure, yeah.
Burger King's doing something. It's all about downloading the app. Wendy's has got something as well. So, hey, why not get some free fries?
Hands
today?
down, Mickey D's. You know, if I'm
I would
gonna
agree.
Yeah, McDonald's is it. You know, I would probably say Five Guys for me is probably second. But I'm, like Scott Spreitzer mentioned earlier of Scott Wins or DocSports.com, our handicapper for many years. Just costs you an arm and a leg
I
to
know.
buy burgers at Five Guys now.
My thing is I'm trying to get something different.
Yeah.
Get the burger. You gotta have the burger.
Sure, you got the burger.
And I like McDonald's. I'm getting the apple slices.
Apple, really? Mickey D? I forgot about the
50, 60 cents apple slices.
By the way, I think they have the best apple pie as well too.
I haven't had one of those ever.
McDonald's, you get.
Oh no, I know exactly what it is. I just haven't had one in a long time.
Yeah, we're trying to eat heart healthy around here, Rock.
Hey, what do you got going on tomorrow? You and Benny doing the show tomorrow?
Benny and the Jets.
Benny Garcia. See, now so Benjamin, who used to help do the show here, is now with Jody in the morning, and he doesn't want to be called Ben Garcia. It's Benjamin Garcia. So because of that, we are now going to call him Benny.
Yeah, yo, Benny. What's
Benny,
happening?
Benny Garcia
Yeah.
flows.
Benny Garcia does.
Benny flows. I mean, he can make a name for himself.
That's
Benny
right.
Garcia. So you and Benny are doing the show from 11 to 1 from the CAZ Sportsbook. What do you got rolling tomorrow?
Yeah, we're going to talk Big 12 betting perspective.
Good.
Win totals, the conference, what are the odds looking at right now? Talk some NFL win totals, talk some basketball, summer league. And, Ben might want to talk WNBA, which I'm not a fan of, but if we need like a 3 or 5 minute segment filler, we'll talk WNBA.
What time? What time will you guys think you'll be doing that? Because I want to make
Probably
sure.
the end of the hour.
All right, I'll make sure I'm not tuned in.
Yeah.
Benny's WNBA.
The WNBA. Would that be the lines of the week?
Yeah, because people
Yeah,
are
why
talking
don't
about
you
rookie of
guys?
the
I
year.
think. I mean, because you can't hide from. I think they play Caitlin Clark's Indiana team tonight.
They do. They're playing right. They're playing right now. I think
So you got to
to
make sure. What time you going to talk about that? Break that down tomorrow. Break down every shot that Caitlin Clark makes and every pass, so she can get her double.
Starts at 4:30 our time.
Whatever.
Let's be starting just
1
a
minute.
bit of a heads up from that standpoint.
If you missed anything, Yogi Roth was phenomenal. We loved having him on. We had Scott Spreitzer breaking down both the Euro and Copa America when it comes from a betting perspective, as well as Michael Bankston joined us, the big bank. Stopped by, talked some Cardinal football with him. So good stuff there. Got into the SB. So if you missed anything, go to rockandmanuch.com or just download the iHeartRadio app. Again, tomorrow, Backspin the Golf Show beginning at 9 o'clock. They'll be talking about the British Open as well as the Scottish Open going on right now. And then it'll be Take the Points presented by Casino Arizona from 11 to 1. So we know you have choices. Appreciate you hanging out with us today. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday. As Manuch is off next week, so we'll have